guys, go to hardafseltzer.com. Get some 8% seltzer shipped right to your house. The peach, the lemon lime, the strawberry shortcake, and the blue raspberry. No carbs, no sugars, no gluten if you give a shit about that. We are live in over 100 stores in Tennessee. More just opened up. Go to hardafseltzer.com today and check your store locator or order them right to your house.
Live from our studios in Austin, Texas, this is Drinkin' Bros Fake News with Ross Patterson, Dan Holloway, Papa G with the traffic,
How you feel?
Not good.
Yeah?
field reporter Hot Bob, and Delco Dan with sports. Welcome to Fake News.
Yeah, welcome to Drinkin' Bros Fake News. Everybody bringing you the realest, fakest news of the week, D'Anthony. What a week it has been. Homegirl was great yesterday, by the way.
Who?
The guest we had on yesterday from Brass and Unity. She left a bracelet here.
What's her name?
Kelsey Sharon is her name.
Okay.
And big fan of hers.
I'm just testing your recall.
Big fan of her work. Anybody who's good on the show, I'll remember it.
Yeah.
But, you know, anybody who's not, it's simply out one dong and out another, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm really, it's hard for me to be around little people like that.
Sure is.
Right?
People don't realize how tiny she was.
Well, you can see in the photo, she's maybe 5 foot tall. And she was wearing boots with a decent inch heel on it, like trying to fake the funk. You know what I mean? I didn't appreciate that very much.
The legal maximum height for a midget is 4'11". I felt like she was on the cusp.
I don't think that's right.
It is. It's true. It's true.
Like, is somebody walking around with a ruler? You know,
yeah.
It's not like a carnival fucking ride.
Yeah, they are. It's a Six Flags guy. And they walk around. It's that guy. You know what I'm saying? It's the Six Flags guy that walks around.
Yeah.
He measures your height, and then he rapes you. Pop his picture up, Bob. He's always looked like a pedophile.
Who?
The Six Flags guy.
Oh, yeah.
That has haunted my dreams ever since I was a
That commercial
child.
was pretty rough. I mean, it really, like...
Yeah. It went on forever, too,
I would take,
dude.
like, a bunch of mescaline and watch it and just freak out.
Did you ever, that would have been a great thing to play at, like, Guantanamo.
Yeah,
Just
no.
over
They were playing...
on repeat?
They played Barney, actually, at Gitmo.
Did they really? Oh, that's right. I heard about that.
Barney, Metallica, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Actually,
over and over again,
As a matter of fact, I think Master of Puppets was the song they used to get Noriega to come out of his compound.
Yeah.
They just blasted it for, like, fucking... I don't know, like,
I love it.
I think 30 straight hours or something.
Fraternities do that shit too, man. When I went through Hell Week, they did that. Show this old man getting out of the bus here. Would you trust your children at Six Flags to be around this fucking guy? He's licking his palms. How is that your first go-to, is licking your palms when you get off a bus?
Well, I mean, you got to get some lubrication going on there. You don't want to stick to things. You want your hands to glide across things.
It's not...
Why is that? Whoa, what's that?
Whoa, that guy's dancing.
Look, he fucks people of all ages. All right?
He sure does. There was kids, there was women, there was dads.
Everybody's invited to the fuck
But why
bus.
is he wearing that mask that makes him look like a fucking fat burn victim?
I know. And they got that big-titted mom who's partying there.
I like that.
That'll play.
Yeah, big titty milfs.
Yeah, good for him. He's having sex with the young and the old here.
By
and
the
that's
way,
Six Flags.
If you ever want to piss off a Disney adult, the best way to do it is, if you tell them you haven't been to Disney World, just be like, it's fine. I've been to Six Flags.
He has experience with that with his wife.
Yeah, I tell her that all the time. Like,
Is your wife a Disney adult?
She's a pretty Disney adult, yeah.
Oh, gross.
Now, it makes for some interesting sex, but the
Sure.
rest of the relationship's awful.
Does she wear the gloves with the 3 fingers on them and jams a couple into one of the finger holes?
And she's never Minnie.
No, she's always Mickey.
Yeah.
Always Mickey. It's my turn to be dominant. And that's fun, Bob. And now we know what your kink is today, and I enjoy it. The other ones, though, you're not alone. John Stamos is one. Him and his wife are Disney adults, and they own the sign and shit in their house, which is super creepy. It's above their bed. And that's real. You can look that up. I'm not kidding about that.
Yeah, it's fine, you know? It's a lot of layers to it, you know? Sometimes we're Daisy Duck and Donald Duck, and we do a little bit of cloaca play. It just depends.
Yeah, it always does, doesn't it? You know.
Now cloaca, that's a pussy and an asshole at the same time.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Right? So that's convenient.
We are an educational program. I don't know if people know that, but they're finding out now.
Yeah.
If you're just tuning in for the first time.
Do you think birds DP?
I've never seen a bird dick.
Birds definitely have dicks. So here's what I want. If this happened,
Show me a bird dick.
I'm not
Ever
even
seen a
kidding.
duck penis?
That's immediately what I
Yeah,
Googled.
duck dicks are weird. Yeah.
What? I've never seen a duck dick either.
You ever seen a duck's dick?
It's kind of like a roll of gum.
Duck Dick Dynasty would be a great show, though. Everybody just kind of lays out their hammers. Oh,
That's not even a good one.
I think
damn
it's a
it,
pretty
dude.
good
That's
shot.
a good one.
but-
Yeah, pop
I
that
mean,
up on screen.
it looks like
Is that real? That's
Yeah.
not
Looks like
Photoshop?
That's a
it
duck.
looks like a
much
worm crawling out of its ass or
longer.
something.
Oh.
All right, I'll find a different
That
duck.
is
But yeah,
not
here's what
fun.
I'm telling you, if this happened, I would fucking immediately pull my gun out and blow my own brains out because life could not get any better after this. If I walked somewhere, just walked out in front of my house, right, and I look out into the fucking leaves in the front yard, and one bird had another bird's wings pinned down to the ground, and it was just plowing the fuck out of it.
Sure.
I swear to God, I would watch over and I would look watch until it finished.
Yep.
And I would blow my fucking brains out.
Oh, I have seen that.
Because that would be the most beautiful thing that's ever happened.
You've never seen that?
Bob, this is a lot.
A
We've got
bird
ton of
penning
listeners
another
in the
bird down
studio
Yeah.
today.
to fuck?
Yep, I've seen
Missionary style? No,
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, I've
God
seen
damn it, you're
that.
so
Dude,
lucky.
I was I was walking home from me and my buddy had just grabbed beer from somewhere. We were walking back to our apartment, and it was Jake, our other co-host on Softcore History. And all of a sudden, this shit falls out of a tree. It's nighttime, right? And we're like, what the fuck? And we look over, and there's an owl just power fucking another owl on the dirt of our apartment complex, like next to the tree.
That doesn't get
when
any
was
more
this?
American than
It was
that.
like 2014.
Unless
And
it
you
was
didn't-
two bald eagles. Yeah, you didn't
didn't-
video this?
No, we
Like
just
you were in the
watched.
digital. No, you don't watch that.
You don't watch that. You film that
film
and then watch
that.
it later, dude.
No, dude, just a couple bros living in the moment.
No, fuck
Yeah.
that. You've
Not a phone in
You
sight.
fucked me over.
Hang
Yeah.
out
That's
and
what
hang
really
out,
happened.
you know?
That's a lot. Bros hanging out is Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage working out together. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have time for phones because they're on steroids and they're working out.
Well, they're also snapping into Slim Jims.
Right, but watching two birds fuck, that's completely on you. You should have had the phone out for sure.
Just missionary.
Yeah.
Just like maybe even pile driver.
It
You videoed
was
worse,
both of those
Bob.
things. I mean, it was literally, yeah, I have for sure.
Yeah.
Well, how could you even see the little back legs? You know what I mean? Were they pinned up to, or I mean,
It
come
was
on.
just like his wings pinning down her wings as he just.
Can you
like,
find me some video or picture of birds fucking? Because I don't know if that's just normal now. Did they fuck
could be.
missionary? I don't
I've
think
never
any.
seen it.
I thought we were the only animals that fuck missionary.
No, I would assume bobcats do.
Well, I guess dolphins probably do.
Bobcats just for the length and the athleticism. You know, you kind of want to stretch that out and see it in front of you. Kangaroos.
I don't know.
A
No.
roo would be kind of hard to tag from behind.
Why? Because of the tail?
Yeah.
Horses fuck from behind.
Yeah, but a horse is like you can.
Lions, tigers, they
It
all
swishes.
fuck from behind.
It
Bears.
swishes back and forth. Yeah, pop it up. Is there a video of it on YouTube?
I'm gonna have to check here.
All right, check it out.
There's definitely owls fucking, but a lot of it's doggy or owly.
I don't want to see that.
I do.
I want to see Mish. If I'm watching two owls fuck today, yeah, it's going to be Mish.
You know what my favorite thing about this is? A lot, because of the way search engine optimization works, there's a lot of people who saw the title of this episode, pops up in their Explorer feed, and they're like, oh, I want to see what's going on with this. 'cause I
Oh,
haven't seen
yeah.
the news today."
And this is how we started off
Yeah.
today.
And now they're having to listen to this bullshit.
Well, are they? Or are they
Yeah,
learning about
get it.
life? There we go.
There we go. Play some music.
There we go.
Nothing that's going to get it banned, though.
Well, just pop up the Angelic song.
Papa Americano.
There it is. There we go. Look at that.
Yeah, bite her neck, you fucking little slut.
Look at that little
Oh, he's
owl
already done?
slut.
What the hell, man?
Quick. It's quick.
I mean, look, nature's
She looks disappointed. This is like humans, dude.
Nature's
This
efficient.
is humans. It is.
Yeah, she's going to call probably an owl with a little bit more pigment now.
Yeah, nature finds a way.
Not a white
nature
one.
finds a way.
That's what I'm saying.
Welcome to Drinkin' Bros, kids. Glad we could walk you through that. And I'm sure the channel will be pulled down in, 30, 40 seconds after this, so none of it really matters.
Whatever.
Next up is Ron DeSantis. Had a Twitter meltdown yesterday. Was it a great idea to do your live speech and announcement for President of the United States on Twitter Spaces? I actually asked you this question on yesterday's show. What is Twitter Spaces? And the answer was it's a lot like Clubhouse, and it's just dialogue, which is essentially two humans talking on a phone.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's broadcast though, so
It is, but why not do video? Don't really understand it.
that I don't know. If they had gone live on YouTube, they would have probably had somewhere between 5 and 10 million live viewers.
Yeah, I don't really get it. Or
like
just pre-tape it and pop it up on Twitter.
Yeah,
you know?
maybe. I mean, I get the well, they wanted it to be a live conversation, right?
All right.
So whatever, but
What a fucking disaster this was.
yeah, I mean, I don't think it was that big of a deal, but it is stupid to, like, was it a good idea to use a piece of technology that hasn't seen anywhere near that amount of traffic yet to announce your fucking presidential campaign? Probably not.
No.
Was it a good idea to not test vaccines for efficacy before you put them out into the market? Probably not a great idea, but you know what? We do things here. Fuck
Yeah.
it, we'll do it live. That's like the national motto. Fuck e pluribus unum.
Yeah. But with that, he announced his 2024 presidential election race on Wednesday, and then glitches marred the online forum hosted by Twitter owner Elon Musk. And it was supposed to showcase DeSantis' fitness for the job. And instead, Joe Biden ended up winning with a one-liner on Twitter. Now, granted, it wasn't him, but he said, "This link actually works." And it was a link for his campaign fundraising. Now, it's a good sign that there was so much traffic that it did shut down, I guess. I looked up the numbers for Joe Biden's announcement video that he made for President of the United States on his own
Yeah, it was.
YouTube
I like
page.
ice cream was his, and I don't even know where that accent came from because he's from.
He's from Delaware.
Delaware,
Yeah, me neither. But for those of you keeping score at home, that video is up to 458,000 views. We have 330 million people in America. And the guy who is our current sitting president, who got the most votes, allegedly, of all time in a presidential election, made a presidential video that has 458,000 views on YouTube. And it is his YouTube page. It's not like he dropped it on somebody else's page. So I don't know what to think about this. The Twitter broadcast was supposed to be an hour long. It had been intended as the formal launch of DeSantis' campaign. Lost sound for extended stretches, and thousands of users were either unable to join or were dropped. The Florida governor framed himself as a get-it-done executive who stood up to the federal government over COVID policies and who has put an indelible conservative stamp on his home state. Government is not about entertainment, not about building a brand, he said, taking a swipe at Trump. And he notably never mentioned Trump by name during the event. Now, that one is something that I've said for 2 years on this show, out of all the candidates. If you're running against Trump, I think the key would be just never mentioning his name so he doesn't get anything out of this if you were going to do it. However, when you're already this far behind in the polls, and you've said this numerous times on the show, that these campaigns really get kicked into high gear right around September. This isn't great for your opening speech to be destroyed like this.
I don't know. I don't think this is a blip. I don't think this is going to matter. Like, so he went on Glenn Beck's show today.
Who did?
DeSantis did.
Okay, gotcha.
And
Is he here in town, or did he do it via Zoom?
that's a good question. I don't know if he's in Dallas or not.
Okay.
But he was on the phone, it says. He really he went directly after Trump this time, right? So during the announcement that he made on Twitter that was kind of dumb, he says things like we must end the culture of losing that has infected the Republican Party in recent years, blah blah blah, and then said some other stuff that was like kind of, I guess he says government's not about entertainment and not about building a brand, which is obviously a swipe at Trump, right?
Sure.
But he didn't say his name. But today he did. Today he said, let's see.
I think he said Trump can get fucked.
Yeah. He said, I think he did great for 3 years. This is DeSantis talking about Trump. I think he did great for 3 years, but then he turned the country over to Fauci in March of 2020, and that destroyed millions of people's lives. In Florida, we were one of the few that stood up, cut against the grain, took incoming fire from media, bureaucracy, the left. Even a lot of Republicans had schools open, preserved businesses. Florida, since COVID, has outperformed virtually any state in the country. When you look at all the significant metrics, I mean, we're booming. And he means from the death rate and the economy, right? So they did everything.
And by the way, he is correct in that statement. That is not a lie. And I can tell you just from housing prices in Florida, it is 100% true.
Well, not only is he correct in that particular statement, but in the overarching message that he's sending, that he did a better job of managing Florida than Trump did of managing the United States. That is an absolute fact. Like, you can't disagree with that, in my opinion, right? So, yeah, it's weird because Trump's still taking credit for the vaccine. That's bizarre to me. I don't know why he would do that.
He's hedging.
Yeah,
I mean, it's his ego, right?
He's hedging because if he doesn't get reelected, that is essentially his historic. That's his place in the history book.
Correct.
But that's like saying that you were one of the engineers of the Titanic, isn't it? I don't know how.
I don't think he sees it that way, and I'll be curious to see how history sees it. But I think he's hedging that he'll be viewed favorably with Operation Warp Speed.
Well, I can. Yeah,
he will not.
I can tell you how the left sees it because Biden's tried to take credit for it for fucking 2.5 years. So obviously the left sees it as a positive thing, and with that, my rebuttal to that is it happened right around the end of March of 2020. And then the election was, in November there? So, you had roughly 6 or 7 months worth of this. It was, in my opinion, it was too early to tell what to do and all that other shit.
Why? Why do you say that?
Because people were panicked. And everybody
but your job
wanted
as the president is to stop the panic.
I understand that. But at that point, the country was so divided politically, people were just looking for an answer. And most people were asking for a vaccine or a cure. And that wasn't just the United States. It was everybody around the world. Now, whether or not that's effective, I don't think we're going to know any of this shit for years, to be honest with you.
Whether or not what's effective?
The vaccine.
No, it's not.
But how many lives it actually saved.
Are we having this conversation?
Yes. And I'll tell you why. With obesity and everything else, right? Obesity, anybody with pre-existing conditions, it did help those people out. So
not in the short term, yes,
but
not in the long term.
I understand that, but everybody only cares about the short term.
That's fucking stupid. But the having the vaccine makes you more likely to get COVID in the future. That is an absolute fact, right? So if a new post Omicron variety comes out, and there apparently is one in China right now that's more contagious and more deadly than before. Who knows if that's real or if they made it or whatever the fuck. But if that happens, people with natural immunity are not going to have a big problem with it. People that have been vaccinated for it, that have this mRNA bullshit in their system, are going to have a rough time.
Yeah.
So time will tell. Yeah, I think his legacy is going to be that if another fucking version of this pops up, a lot of people are going to die unnecessarily, and it's going to be his fucking fault.
Yes, and that's why I'm saying time will tell with all of this. We're not going to know for 5-10 years regarding that sitch, and I'm sure there'll be some Netflix docs that really breaks it down after Fauci dies.
There'll be a lot of propaganda. There's not going to be any real information.
Probably not. But with all presidents, Obama included, I always give it 15 years. 15 years is enough time in history to look back and be like, all right, that was fucked. Same with Bush in Iraq and everything else. We were like, all right, should we have done that? No, we shouldn't have fucking done it. Obama's, I think, and to go back to Bob's point about, one thing that they're pinning, hey, we fixed the country on. Obama's was Obamacare. It was Affordable Care Act, right? We're seeing what a shit show that is.
We knew
now.
But see, we knew then that it would be a shit show. Anybody that was a reasonable human being that wasn't captured by partisan politics knew that it was nothing more than a handout to insurance companies. That's all it was.
And that's what I thought.
It's not what you think. That's what the fucking bill said.
I understand
the bill did nothing to restrain the insurance lobby. It did nothing to bring down hospital costs. The things that it purported to do, right, which was allow you to keep your own doctor, stay in your own networks, didn't do that either. And it was on paper that it wouldn't do that. And they just said, look, I know what it says, but trust me, bro, it's not going to do that. Well, if you believe that, you're a fucking moron.
Yeah.
And if you believed that a vaccine for the first time in human history was developed over the course of 6 months and was going to be effective, you're a fucking moron.
But looking back at it, so for Obama, for example, yeah, you and I believe the same thing in this, right? That Obamacare was a fucking disaster. There's no way out of it right now. I think the Republicans have tried. They ended up giving up on that.
Really
what was it, 20?
They didn't really try.
Or 19?
They knew they didn't have the votes. They held 46. They knew they didn't have the Senate, so they had the Congress or they had the House, and they knew they wouldn't pass it through Senate, so they voted 46 times to repeal it, knowing that the other side wouldn't do it. Now, we talk about this shit about solve problems, don't get out the vote, right? And it goes, that 46 votes is part of it, and then the other side of that coin is Bernie Sanders, right, who's had the opportunity, super majorities, and on 2 separate occasions during his senatorial career over the last 15 years, super majorities, right, where they could pass whatever the fuck they wanted to in one case, which is how they passed Obamacare the first time. They could have done student loan stuff.
They could have done marijuana.
They could have done weed.
Yeah.
They could have raised the federal minimum wage, which is still, by the way, at $7.25 or whatever, the same it's been for 25 fucking years. They could have done all that shit, but they didn't. What they do is wait for the other side to get power, and then they bitch and moan about what the other side won't do instead of actually doing something. These people are full of fucking shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's all the same circus with the same goddamn handler.
Hey,
right?
he named a couple post offices.
Who did? Bernie did?
Bernie. That was the big knock against him in his second primary. It's like he's never done anything.
Yeah, he's only signed 2 bills, and they were post offices, right? Or something like that?
Yeah, well, he probably named one after his daughter, who's the primary figure he uses to funnel money from his campaign into his own fucking wallet, by the way.
Yeah.
That's how that's been going. About 35% or so of the money he raises goes to his media fucking program, which is owned by his goddamn daughter.
But the daughter did buy the house for $1. She paid $1 for it. I mean, that's what houses go for, is $1.
These people are all fucking garbage, and if you believe anything they fucking say, you are a moron, whether it's Trump or DeSantis or Biden or Obama. Don't believe anybody.
Yeah.
They're full of shit.
And I'm 100% with you here. So with this DeSantis shit and everything else, like, I don't know who would fix any of this, and I don't know that it gets fixed at all.
So I've heard 2 general responses, by the way, about DeSantis so far. The first one is, this is from the right. People on the left have plenty to say, but on the right, the first is like, this isn't the kind of energy that's going to beat Trump in a primary, right? Like, people like DeSantis, but they're not excited about him. And I guess I get that. He's pretty boring. Despite having
He's not terrible. Like,
that is such a fucking childish way to look at it.
100%.
It is
100%.
But that's what happened to Romney, by the way.
Yeah.
I know, but that's like, you are a baby if you're like, he's not a hero. Like, I want to be my hero.
It's super dumb. Yeah,
Yes.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So the other,
But that happened to Romney in 2012, and he got buried for it. The exact same thing.
yeah, and it's something that DeSantis addressed in his opening speech, which is essentially that this isn't about entertainment or building a brand; it's about running the country. The other side that I'm hearing is that a guy just saying things that he believes in without making a scene is way more likely to result or to draw voters from the middle, particularly people who have been swing voters their whole lives, who are pissed off about our economic situation, who are pissed off about sending money to foreign wars, who are pissed off about lockdowns, who are pissed off about shutdowns, fucking all this tranny bullshit that's been pumped into schools and stuff like that. There's a lot of people that just don't want to do that, and also don't want to be associated with a loudmouth dummy like Trump, right? So there's 2 sides to this, and I think I think DeSantis is probably right in this situation, frankly. I mean, he's definitely right about Trump like capitulating to the pharmaceutical industry and just being a coward, frankly, right? Not just the pharmaceutical industry, but the way, like, how much should we trust a guy who couldn't control his own Department of Justice and intelligence services? Exactly. How much should we trust somebody that was either too naive or incompetent or weak to, like, he projects strength, but he couldn't do that thing? He couldn't keep his fucking Joint Chief from talking about how white rage is a problem in the military. He couldn't do any of this stuff. He couldn't fire that dude. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, that's, if all you're going on is braggadocio, at some point, somebody's going to punch you in the jaw and you're going to fall down, right? And I think that's going to happen in these debates.
Well, I was going to say, is DeSantis the guy to do that?
Maybe. I don't know that he's got the killer instinct. He's tried to play it clean so far. We'll see. I mean, who knows?
I've heard a couple of his speeches. He's not bad. Like, if he ends up being the nominee out of this side, for the Republicans, I don't mind DeSantis at all.
He's fine.
He's up against a fucking buzzsaw of the biggest brand in the world.
I don't know that it's a buzzsaw. I think it's a dilapidated chainsaw that still makes a lot of noise, but isn't really that effective at getting work done.
So then what do you believe, or what do you make of these poll numbers then? Do you actually believe them?
I don't believe any poll, dude.
Okay.
Why do you, after like the last 4 election cycles, believe any of that shit?
Well, if it's a Republican against a Republican, yes. If it's a Republican against a Democrat, no.
No, I don't. Here's why I don't believe that. Because on over 10 occasions that I've registered so far in the past 3 election cycles, so both midterms and the general election, right? There have been Democratic, either the DNC directly or some PAC associated with the DNC has funded the weaker of 2 Republicans in a campaign, which means they're funding the Get Out the Message program. They're trying to get people like George Santos elected so they can, throw them around and make a fucking big deal of it.
Sure.
In between election cycles. But yeah, I don't trust any of that stuff. Why would you?
Republican on Republican, I would kind of believe. What were the numbers last time, Bob? Like 26% he was up or something crazy like that. It's way too early, obviously. The next part of this is, are they going to have debates? Because we got a bunch of, I don't know if you checked the Twitter, but I think it was Ruben who was asking for not doing debates within the traditional media, doing them online, doing them on podcasts, doing talking on a show like this versus on a stage where somebody's constantly undercutting you, or they have their own agenda or everything else. Do you think they'll actually debate each other in a primary?
Well, Trump considers himself the incumbent, even though he lost.
Right.
And he's not the incumbent. So he said he's not going to do a debate.
Well, and I believe Biden said he wouldn't do a debate against RFK Jr. either, correct?
Biden is the incumbent. He has there's no fucking pressure on him to do a debate.
Well, and you guys would know this more than me, and this is why I'm asking, has there ever been a time in history where a president served 4 years, lost, and then re-ran again to try to get another 4 years after that?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Let's see.
Was it
So
McKinley?
Teddy Roosevelt technically only won 1 election, right? He became president after McKinley was assassinated.
Yeah, McKinley.
But but that was like early in McKinley's. So he served like 8 years almost, pretty much.
Okay.
And then lost his second election, I guess, and then ran again as a third-party candidate, the Bull Moose candidate, right before World War I or something like that.
Grover Cleveland.
Grover Cleveland did it successfully.
Yeah.
Trying to think who else did it a couple times. I mean, like early on, you had like John Adams beat Jefferson, I guess, and then Jefferson ran again. It's way less.
So
common.
it has happened though.
It's way less common.
Well, it's
in
only
modern
actually
history.
happened successfully once, and it was Grover Cleveland.
Okay.
Although he won the popular election in 3 consecutive elections, but lost the middle electoral college.
Gotcha. Because if I'm Trump or Biden, I don't do any debates. I would just let it ride. That formula is already tried and true, and it worked in Arizona. It worked for Biden. It worked for Hobbs was her name. It's already worked.
What worked for Katie Hobbs was being the Secretary of State of the state she was running for governor in, which means she was the adjudicator of the election as well.
Yeah.
So that always helps.
That
right?
helps. That helps. But if I'm either of them, I probably don't do debates. I'd be surprised if they did.
If Trump, I think it would be a problem if Trump doesn't do it.
You think so?
Yeah. It'll be a problem for voters for sure. Right?
I think he'd lose a ton of, especially the older crowd. Yep. I think one of the reasons that DeSantis did the Twitter Spaces is because I think internal polling probably shows him he's doing pretty well with older people who don't like Trump, but it's the younger GOP vote, maybe like the Gen X, millennial sort of right wing vote that Trump dominates in comparatively, if I had to guess. So doing it with Elon Musk, fucking meme daddy.
Yeah.
I think that was part of the play.
It was, and then it collapsed yesterday. So maybe they figure it out and they come back and do something later on. We'd certainly love to have him on a podcast. By the way, JFK Jr. was supposed to, or RFK Jr. was supposed to be on the show a couple of times. I know we mentioned that in the past.
Well, JFK Jr. was too, but he crashed his plane.
Yeah, he crashed his plane on the way here. RIP, obviously. Yeah. But people have asked since then, because we've said on a couple of shows, if we would have him back on. The answer is yes, absolutely. We would have Biden on if he wanted to come on, to be honest with you.
Well, no, I wouldn't do that.
I would.
It's because it's not a real, I don't.
You still want to be able to have conversation with the other side.
Yeah, but you can't have a conversation with him because he's a fucking out to lunch old piece of shit. You know what I mean? If it was any liberal, yeah, sure, 100%. Progressives, I don't give a fuck about that. We'll talk to somebody that can actually have a conversation. But if John Fetterman showed up at the door, I would be like, here's some ice cream, buddy. Why don't you go wait out in the hall while mommy and daddy get the fucking work because you talk like a fucking retard.
Well, we would know he was in because the doors would rip off the hinges and
Oh,
you would
yeah.
hear, "Hey, you guys!" from the back of
He
this
would
place.
probably be chewing through the fucking door, to be honest.
Sure
at this
would.
Point. That he's basically like a fucking overgrown mole rat. What the fuck is wrong with this country?
But he's back to gym shorts and a hoodie.
Talked to
so
my friend
it's
today.
all good.
She didn't know that she lives in Colorado. She didn't know that Boebert got her fucking GED 3 weeks before the goddamn campaign started.
Love Boebert.
She sent me a funny thing of somebody making fun of Boebert. I'm like, oh, it's way worse than what you really think.
Oh, yeah.
Way worse. Her husband pulls his dick out sometimes.
At a bowling alley.
And sometimes he does it in front of people that aren't 18.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Which is great. That's what you do in Colorado.
But if you're looking for a man in Western Colorado, you need to, move on up. You got to go from Burger King to McDonald's. Get a real job.
Boebert. If Boebert wanted to be on it, if we'd have Boebert on the show, that would be a hell of a time.
I would roast the fuck out of her.
That'd be great, though, wouldn't it?
Until she fucking finally probably assaulted me because she's had domestic violence calls for beating his ass before. So
I'll tell you what I'll do. Here's exactly what I'll do. I'll moderate it. I'll sit there. We'll have the candidates here, and then I'll moderate it between you two guys, and then I'll ask the questions, and I think that'd be great. Surprisingly, though, I watched a couple of the RFK clips. He's pretty fucking interesting. He's got a weird thing with his throat. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I don't know. Did he have the Michael Douglas thing where he ate bad pussy and he got throat cancer?
It was not that. Bob, if you look it up, there is a spasm in the throat, and it's like
hard
this.
to listen to.
Very, very difficult to listen to.
Not as hard.
I don't know how he is going to get through this primary season,
especially if you're doing a debate. I mean, just having. If you're weird looking or weird sounding or something, it's hard. For whatever reason, it's difficult for people to vote for you. I don't know why, but to be honest, the only time I've really listened to him at length was when he was on Breaking Points. And frankly, listening to Crystal Ball was more difficult because while her voice works properly, she's a fucking imbecile. You know what I mean?
Why is Crystal Ball your stage name too? I mean, that's just, it's too.
I think that's her real name.
Is it really? That's just fucking.
Which
cool.
calls into question the parenting, right?
Yeah, dude. Where are the parents? Where are the fucking parents? Play this clip, Bob. Is this him? There we go. Was that guy in blackface? Or is that a real dude?
That's Neil Cavuto. He's definitely not black.
That we ought to have, freedom of bodily autonomy. That we ought to have. That we ought to try to treat each other.
Let's raise some money for some throat surgery.
If you work hard, if you play by the rules, you ought to be.
All right, cut that.
Yeah. You can pause it there. So if you are an audio listener right now, you don't watch the video at all. We didn't touch the audio. That is his real voice. So that robotic, stilted voice that you're hearing in that clip, that is actually what he sounds like. And that's what people are having a difficulty with. And it's called spasmodic something of the throat or whatever. I looked up the disease.
And is it like congenital or something?
Yeah, it's extremely rare. Like, I don't know.
Sucks.
Fucking 30 people in America.
And
have
how
it or something
ironic is
crazy.
that from a family with maybe the most famous
orator of all time?
speaking
I know.
voice,
I know.
two of them.
Yeah. Shit.
It's like, ask not for blah, blah. Shut the fuck up, dude. We're trying to have dinner.
And he
You know
looks
what I
the
mean?
part.
Oh yeah.
He's married to Cheryl Hines. Like, they can go out and do some fun stuff.
Yeah. Do you think that the Kennedys looked intrinsically presidential, or that we just have an image of those two in our head for so long? Three, I guess, if you include Teddy, for so long that we're like, oh, that's what a politician looks like because they were politicians for so long, or do they just look presidential?
Yes, they looked it, and that's what it is. And I think that's what people found fascinating about Bush Jr., the younger one, and Obama. They had a look to them of like, oh, well, that's a presidential figure.
I don't know. Bush Jr. looks like a fucking rodeo clown to me.
He looked normal. He looked like a normal,
He looked like the
white man.
He looked like the goofy little brother of his dad. And then Jeb looks like an even goofier, slightly pudgy version of them.
But you need a slight mix there, like, because when you go full retard, like John Kerry was too much. He looked like the box head and what's the fucking Wednesday show?
Wednesday.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's the huge hit show. It's
on Lurch?
Yeah.
What's not talked about
He had a
enough,
lurch head.
though, is Kerry and George Bush were fraternity brothers.
Oh yeah, they peed on each other probably.
Really?
At the same time.
Kerry probably pissed on Bush.
Carrie's 2 years older. They were fraternity brothers at Yale together at the same time.
And by the way, I think they both finished in like the bottom 20% of their respective classes.
Probably.
I believe.
Which, look, anybody who goes to college should. Why you would try hard to get a 4.0 in college, Zero idea.
Especially if you're
nothing.
from a blue blood family.
Yeah, dude.
Like, what are you, like, who's looking at that later except for dumbasses like us on a comedy show talking shit?
Yeah,
Nobody
no
cares.
one. No one
He was
gives
still
a shit.
president.
I-
He was still president, and I'm still pounding off to free porn. I'm not even using fucking premium.
That's it.
I remember when Bush was running in his second term, I was in college, and people were like, he's a C student or whatever. And I was like, at Yale.
Yeah.
Like, we're at Missouri. Shut the fuck up.
Although these days at Yale, I think a C student would just be a white person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to get good grades if you're not a POC, a person of color.
Well, I remember when I started college, you have this like homeroom-ish type class where they kind of walk you through what the importance of the degree is and grades and all that other stuff. And I go, so what if you do get a 4.0? What do you get? And they're like, oh, well, that's summa cum laude or alpha cum laude.
You don't get paid more money. That's
what
for sure.
I said. I go,
Because
yeah,
I
but
was-
does that mean something or no?
I was I had Greek honors in my degree, and I didn't notice it really fucking helped, to be honest. Twice, actually. 2 separate. One and my master's as well. I didn't fucking do shit.
My meathead father at graduation just thought it was a really large family.
And he graduated from the water canning.
Yeah, no, he didn't go to college.
School of Hard Knocks.
But when I went to graduation, he kept hearing that same title over and over again. He's like, wow, that family's really big.
Now, was he ignorant or was that a dad joke? Probably a little bit of both, right?
No, he's ignorant. He didn't go to college. He don't know anything.
It's fine. Does it matter anymore?
No,
You know?
you shouldn't go to college.
Yeah, I think you're all good now.
What the fuck are you going to do? Go there and well, I mean, just
Maybe
maybe
learn how to work the robots.
I think we should start a fraternity system that isn't associated with colleges.
You mean like the Masons?
Yeah, that'd
No,
be great.
no.
Freemasons.
Not
dude.
any weird fucking cult bullshit.
We're the fuck Masons, dude.
No,
we
it's
don't
just-
build anything. All we do is fuck.
It's just like large houses for partying
Yeah.
in and around areas where a lot of young people are getting started in their careers, right?
Yeah, Skull and Bones, yeah.
No, like 21 to 25-year-olds that are just getting into the job force, but they still need to fucking get wrecked all the time.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. Well, I
would be
mean,
great.
it would be good for the national birth rate is going down pretty rapidly, right?
Yeah.
I think that would solve it.
Sure would. Sure would. That's what I tell my wife all the time. I'm like, hey, I could solve this birth rate crisis that's going on in America.
Just dumping cum.
All I have to do is go down to Arizona State the weekend before spring break, and we could really solve this.
Well, that's what
She said no.
That's what Elon's
said no.
doing.
It is. That
To be
and
honest,
ecstasy.
Elon. Well, I mean, that's fine. I guess we're alike in that way.
Yeah.
But I think if I get rich enough, I might start doing that. Just like, here's some money, lady, and you're gonna have some kids for me. And no, this is also a lady I gave money to, and she has the kids for me. Just
We had that guy on the show.
No, not he didn't give anybody any money. That dude's poor, living in like a fucking studio apartment in New York.
Yeah, that was weird. Huh?
And now I think he got sued again. So
He did. I get a text message from him. Hey,
There was
I
another
missed
one of
you
those
at the-
dicks
at
over
the
in-
documentary screening.
There was another one of those dicks over in Sweden, and they shut him down. They're like, you got to stop fucking.
Yeah, you stop boning.
Yeah, or at least like cut your dick off or something.
They put a bear trap on it.
I think they put one of those. Bob, what's that called? We have Adam and Eve on the show today. We should.
Well,
talk
we
about
do,
it.
yeah. Actually, we'll talk about it then. Do they have a box, like a mouse box for
no,
your
no.
cock?
It's like a clamp or a cage that goes around your dick and balls. with
Oh,
a lock on
nice.
it,
I like that.
We'll look one up later. I don't know if they'll have a picture that doesn't have the dick in it, but
Is it kind of like for softball players when they first get started? They got that cage on the batting helmet. Is that what it's like, or is it more like a cell? Like
it's
a little
not for
prison cell
protection
for your dick.
It's not for protection.
Okay.
It's to restrain your penis.
Yeah.
Like a Chinese finger trap.
Well, sort of, right? But there's no game. Your dick's in a cage.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's
Just
a
like
mental
those
game.
little Mexican kids
I know.
at the southern border.
There's a woman back here, and she's just shaking her head at this show. I'm so sorry.
I'm
ma'am.
not sorry.
Yeah.
This is my fucking room. Do what the fuck I want in here.
Next up, we got the airport brawl in Chicago.
This was a good one.
This was awesome,
Bob,
dude.
did you see this shit? I mean, this is like
Yeah.
everything you want to see. You know how sometimes you walk into like you're just bored with life?
Yeah.
You're like, man, I hope something happens today. This is what I hope happens
I know.
every day.
I know. And
If
we're
this-
flying out
if-
tomorrow. I hope this happens in Austin.
If my flight was delayed because of a giant brawl between a bunch of crackheads like this, that would be fucking dope.
Yeah.
I would be into that.
It'd be great. If this happens on our flight tomorrow, we're
Yeah.
going to be fucking amped about it. And you know what, Bob? I'm going to get footage because that's what people want.
I don't want people to besmirch the Austin airport like that.
It's a decent
This is
airport.
the best airport in the country.
Whoa. It's an airport in the country that's pretty decent, but it's not the best.
It's
It's an
pretty
airport.
good.
It's okay.
Compared to, I mean, like there's
Food and clothing wise, yes.
there's trade-offs. The best airport in the country is probably Vegas, right? I think
It's a little dumpy and the
Yeah.
food's
It
not that good.
It is a little dumpy. Yeah, I guess the food's not great.
San Diego, maybe.
No, it's too small.
Too small. I like Austin. Austin's good. Wilmington
see, you
for
thought-
selfish reasons.
You
but
thought I was crazy, and then you started going through the list.
you're
and
right.
Like, nah,
You're right. Because
nah.
I'm from Atlanta originally. That airport fucking
Yeah, fucked up.
sucks.
But I think
Yeah, but you can go anywhere.
Vegas is a good mix of having good flights to everywhere, right? You can fly direct from almost anywhere.
you
in and out
can.
of
You can
Vegas.
gamble. You can drink.
You can gamble. You can drink. You can shop. They have good shops there. There's
The only-
decent food. The food's okay.
Food's okay.
And
It's
it's
Burger King.
and
from
parts
Atlanta.
of the airport smell like fucking musty old cigarette smoke because it's Vegas, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's probably the best one because all the other big ones, like O'Hare, smells like piss. That might be why they were so mad.
O'Hare is not great. DC. Which
Neither one of them.
Neither
Yeah.
one of
Neither-
them.
neither-
I know.
I don't-
Reagan or Dulles are terrible.
Yeah, I don't think either Chicago airport is particularly good either.
Newark is a goddamn hellhole.
Orlando's
JFK. Actually, I've heard JFK got way better. Somebody told me that. the other day.
Yes, so they were supposed to remodel it. I haven't been
Yeah.
back.
Allegedly,
a while.
LaGuardia too.
Really?
Got completely gutted.
LaGuardia was a shithole.
That was stunning for supposedly like the greatest city in the
I
world.
know, dude. And that, by the way, living there, the standard joke was like if you were flying out of LaGuardia, you were a poor. And it was like, stop being fucking poor by flying out of LaGuardia.
Yeah.
Go to JFK.
LaGuardia.
It was.
LaGuardia is where you go if you have to flee the city because you urinated on a child at a Mets game in the upper deck.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we
Yeah.
want to play the video?
Yeah, let's play it.
Let's do it, dude.
Boom.
Holy shit, dude.
None of
this
these
is like
people even know each other.
15 on 15, dude. Look at this.
It's like that scene in The Kingsman where he fucking starts playing that noise and everybody beats the shit out of each
yeah,
other.
look at this.
Like, I'm not seeing a whole lot of coordinated effort going on. It's just
No.
8 random fights going on. at
And
the
there's
same
great
time.
shots in here. Do we know what caused this, by the way?
I think there was something.
Oh, with the goddamn chancla.
Oh, shit. Homeboy's narrating, dude.
Oh, man, we need fucking John Anakin
World
here.
star.
We need
I know.
John
It'd be
Anakin.
great to have Anakin here. Great. Oh, some people's missing shoes. God damn it, dude. Bare feet in an airport is disgusting.
Oh, you've got to be a special kind of shitbag.
Oh, you're a horrific human
a
being.
fucking
If you're
airport?
barefoot in an airport, you're a goddamn loser.
No.
Do you know how much disgusting shit I've done in airports?
Oh,
Like
it's
onto the
endless.
floor.
Endless.
Like when you let me ask you this: if you're in your friend's house, if you're in public somewhere, if you're like the library, and you're let's say you're taking a drink or eating something, and a little bit of your muffin or sandwich falls out, pick it up, put it in the garbage. If you're at the airport, you just grind that shit into the fucking carpet.
Sure do.
Fuck this place,
Yes,
man.
dude. Every single
Because
time.
everybody's irritated at the airport, so they're not going out of their way to fucking make sure everything stays clean. And keep a close eye on the people that are walking around actually employed to clean the place.
Now,
Because I don't think they're doing it.
They're not.
to be honest.
They don't give a fuck.
is this better or worse than a brawl at Disney?
This is Disneyland, I believe.
Whoa, we got a Disney brawl too?
Are there any? It depends. Are there any mascots involved in the fight?
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, no,
no.
just-
I mean, if somebody
Families-
was like clubbing Mickey over the head with a 2x4, then obviously that would win.
Just families before they even get into Disney. So
Oh, shit.
yeah,
So-
and for the audience, the audio audience, the first one appeared to be black. It was black fight. This appears to be white fights here at Disney.
or is it a Latinx fight?
We're about to find out. The monitor's far away.
It's probably white people.
You got Latinxers?
White
bit of a
people.
range.
White
Where's your
people.
money going? Where do you think on mybookie.com? What
I
do you
think
got,
it's probably whites.
or white?
Like
White
you'll
trash.
you'll see white trash at Little League baseball games.
Yes.
they fight there a
Yep.
lot.
I've coached them, and I know that very well.
Theme parks, right? That's another one.
Yeah.
But I guess any event that involves children, white people tend to get in fights there. Bizarrely.
Yes.
And it's mostly middle-aged white women fighting each other.
Yeah. So pop up this video, Bob. I was unaware of
So
this.
here's the context for this, as far
Okay.
as I know.
All right.
This is kind of the famous front of like Disneyland, I believe, in California.
Okay.
And what happened was one family was taking a picture, but the other family wanted to take a picture, and they got in this fist fight over who could take their picture first.
Oh, in front of there?
In front.
So they got it. Let's break that down.
Yeah.
They got into a fight over 30 seconds,
yes.
right?
Who could take the first picture in front of Disneyland?
It's like when you're getting ready to everything I do in my life. If I'm sitting on my couch and I'm like, oh, I'm kind of thirsty right now. Am I thirsty enough to stand up? Like you make those calculations in your head all the time unconsciously without thinking about it. But when it comes to something like this, you've been involved in public confrontations. You're like, should I say something here or should I just fuck off? Because I don't really want to deal with this right now.
Yeah.
30 seconds was enough after you spent fucking at least $1,000 with that amount of people.
Easily.
To get in there,
a ticket to get into Disneyland is like $175.
It's like $145 for
Parking
children.
is
$135 for kids.
$60. Yeah, dude. It's
so you're talking about $500 to $1,000 depending on the size of the group there just to get into the fucking place. And you couldn't wait 30 seconds. You're going to be waiting in line all day, you dumb cunt.
Man, that is fucked up, dude. Let's see this.
I mean, it's
goddamn
funny.
thing.
I love that it happened because
so
now
do
we get to
I.
watch it.
Oh, there's some fatties in there too. There's some big uns.
That's definitely.
There's a little slim. These are whites.
Oh
These are
my
whites.
goodness, she's really cranking
Wow.
that dude's head, man.
She's cranking that soldier boy, dude. Look at that.
Now, here's the mom who had to drag the 2 kids out of the fight just to make sure that they didn't get punched in the face.
Happiest place on earth right there. Happiest place on earth.
Well, at least it was 2 men fighting.
Originally. And then those the fat ladies got involved.
I think since it's Disneyland, they should you know how like if 2 armies are in battle, you can choose a champion per side, do one-on-one combat to decide the outcome. They should have just pulled the kids out there, like, hey Timmy,
it's your time to shine,
motherfucker's ass
Yeah.
right now. And if you win, we're going in. If not, we're going fucking home, kid.
Timmy, show me them hands.
Show
or
me
we're
how
not
much you
going on a
want
fucking
to
small
be inside
world.
of Disneyland. Mickey is counting on you.
Yeah.
Right. Put that pressure on the 7-year-old.
Yep.
Because pressure creates diamonds.
It sure does. It sure does. And all of those children right there are going to grow up to be little tiny diamonds. Or whatever the opposite of that is.
Shit.
Yeah, pieces of
Yeah.
shit. Let's face it.
Yeah.
This is a trailer park waiting to open up somewhere in America.
Those
right
kids just got shown what the most likely thing to happen at their future place of employment
Yep.
is, right?
You could have
Like,
just
this
put
is-
on the
Which
first
is the
30
bowling
minutes
alley,
of
by
8
the
Mile.
way.
Yeah.
It's the bowling alley in their hometown. That's where
This
they'll be
Lauren
working.
Bobert's husband comes in, starts shaking
Yeah.
his dick around, a fist fight breaks out.
Show them the first 30 minutes of 8 Mile and you're good. Here's your future, kids. Don't show them the rest of it where he actually makes it at the end. You know, it's just like this first 30 is good. Sorry,
Yeah.
B Rabbit, you're not going to fucking make it in this world. God damn it, though. So much money down the drain. Fun fact about Disneyland and World that a lot of people don't know: there is actually a jail inside of it. Now, part of me wants to experience what it's like in that jail. It's got to be the happiest jail on the planet,
It's
right?
not.
You don't think so?
I've been there.
Fuck
Oh,
you.
no way.
Oh, God. The guy from Delco has been there, of course.
Are
he
you
has.
fucking
Detained,
serious?
yeah.
What happened? You got detained at Disney World?
Yeah, drinking around the world at Epcot. It's just like a holding cell. They let me go eventually, but
Eventually?
Yeah.
How long did you spend at Epcot Center?
I was probably in there for like an hour.
And what's sobering up?
Yeah, kind of.
No fucking way. So what got you in there in the first place? Did you get mouthy with a fucking beer wench?
No, just kind of hop some stuff.
Yeah, that happens. So
Oh, you jumped over some gates and shit?
Yeah.
All right.
I
I,
think
didn't know if you got mouthy with one of the countries and then it was like a race war or something.
No, just hop some gates.
Okay. Just checking. Just check. I didn't, you go to Mexico and you start screaming at people like calling them bean dips or whatever. Like, yeah, they're going to fucking rage.
yeah,
Like,
dippers. Yeah, that happened to Derek White and myself one time.
Really?
At Busch Garden, yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Busch Garden, somewhere in Virginia. I don't remember. Where it
Busch Gardens, you guys got arrested?
Yeah, it
That's
was like
white trash.
It was their salute to service day or whatever the fuck. So it's like the infantry in the 82nd Airborne. So we're already kind of angry about being alive. You know what I mean?
Can I ask the obvious? Was Derek already missing a leg?
No,
He was not.
no. This is full Derek.
Oh,
yeah.
shit. I
Yeah.
bet he was beating ass.
Yeah. Well, no, we didn't get into a brawl or anything.
Okay.
So what happened was we were supposed to go on a weekend, we were supposed to go on a weekday. It was supposed to be like payday activities. We come out in our formal uniform, usually on payday activities, and you get off early so you can go fucking pay. It's like an old tradition in the military. But instead, we were going to take that day off, do a long weekend, go on a Friday, and drive up there, get wrecked all day, come back, blah, 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 just have a long weekend. Didn't work out for Friday. They're like, we're going to do it on Saturday now. We're like, no, we're not going to. We don't want to go to I'm a fucking grown adult man. I don't want to go to a fucking theme park.
Yeah.
I was going because it got me out of work and I was going to go get fucking drunk for free. So, yeah, it didn't work out that way. We all said no. And then they told us, Well, we already told them we're coming, so you're going. So be out at the fucking buses at 4 o'clock in the goddamn morning. We're like, you know what? We've got a real good solution for this. We filled up all of our Camelbacks, right? Camelback. With a fifth of vodka or your booze of choice each.
Perfect.
And then mine had 1 can of orange Fanta mixed into it. Now, we didn't refrigerate these. Right?
No need.
It was disgusting.
No need, yeah. Very warm, Boda bag style.
Yeah. So we just drank all day. Finally got there. We were pissed drunk by the time we got there. And we just kept drinking. Myself and my buddy Wes Bard got kicked out for poking the Clydesdale's dick with a bunch of kids standing around. We were just trying to get it hard.
A real one?
Oh, yeah.
No way.
It's fucking Busch Gardens, right? They got all,
they got all the animals there, yeah.
So we're sitting there, like, throwing stuff at his dick at first. And we're like, hey, fucking West is an idiot. He's a big-ass, just a mountain man. Just got a big-ass stick and started poking its cock.
Holy
like,
shit.
you guys got to get the fuck out of here. Well, Derek was wearing a mullet wig and jean shorts and no shirt, right?
Yeah,
like a bright blonde mullet wig. And I don't know if his, like, sense of time and space got disrupted somehow, but he kept jumping over things, but peeing. He thought he was sneaking behind buildings to pee on stuff. I'm like, dude, I can fucking see you. You're right there.
Yeah.
Like, you're not even facing the right direction. Usually you would face towards the building so your cock's covered. Sure. He just stood next to the building and peed with his cock at full display. So finally they rounded all of us up. And our team leader at the time, Chris Schubert, who probably has a real job, so I probably shouldn't be telling the story. But
it's too late.
He came over and the security guard was like some National Guard dude. And he goes, you're not fucking kicking my guys. Chris, like, let him up. He's like, you're not kicking my guys out of here. Fuck you. He goes, they got to go. And then Chris, like, punched a hole through the fence. Like a 2x6 fence, right?
Yeah.
He just punched the fence and it.
Yeah.
And it was like, you're all out of here. Get the fuck out of here. The shitty part was, well, we still had plenty of booze, so that was fine. But it was hot as fuck, and the guy that was driving the bus was nowhere to be found, so we just had to sit out there in the parking lot like a bunch of assholes.
Oh, and in the hot sun at
fucking
Busch
sucked.
Gardens,
Yeah.
halfway hungover.
Yeah, and then the National Guard guy tried to put my team leader, Chris, who was a sergeant, at parade rest to give him a talking to, and he was like, that's just not gonna happen, buddy. I'm sorry, that's not gonna happen for you. It was a fun time though, and they banned us for a year.
A whole year.
Yeah, but I wasn't ever gonna. I've never been back. Why would an
no
adult
need.
without children go to a place like that? That's weird.
Yeah, I agree. It's always odd to me when I see like, and that's Disneyland too, where it's like there's always adults that go to this shit, and you're like, where are your kids at? Why did you just decide to do this on
That's
your own?
Rob's wife.
I know, but I don't see Rob's wife getting in a fist fight at a Disneyland yet.
Give it time.
Yet.
I mean, if some guy tries to cut us in line for pictures, she's gonna look at me like I'm a piece of shit.
Yep,
You
and
know
you're
what
gonna
I
have
mean?
to do something, Bob.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not gonna fuck you in the Little Mermaid suite tonight.
Yeah,
If you don't fight this fat man from Arkansas.
yeah.
Who's going to beat you?
Yeah, it's gonna be. The point is, I fought, right? I guess, but then she'll still, she'll be like, I can't.
She'll never
look
be
at-
able to look at you the same way.
Exactly,
You're knocked
yeah.
out, yeah.
It's just gonna be me.
Yeah, let her do the fighting, and then you fucking pick her up and roast her for getting knocked out. Like, babe, what were you thinking?
Yeah, push her
So
against the
dumb.
other wife that you're up against, and then see how that shakes out first.
I know. All that's gonna happen is I'm gonna end up rubbing myself on Flounder at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Wait, who's? Oh, you mean from the Little Mermaid?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that still a character in the new one, or is it like a catfish now?
It is, and it looks like dog shit.
That's a funny racist joke I just told.
It sure is. It sure is. I caught it. Little Mermaid reviews, by the
damn
way,
it.
is that it just looks awful aesthetically, I guess.
Well, the reason
they-
people aren't watching it is because they're racist.
Well,
The same
that's
reason
what's gonna
people didn't
happen.
watch the dudes or whatever is because they're homophobic.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
that stupid
Yeah.
movie
Look at
was.
this
Gross.
demon fish they replaced the adorable cartoon with.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's frightening. That's frightening.
Like if that popped in, maybe not for your oldest son, but for my kid, my oldest son, Ross, and maybe your middle son, like
Right.
if that fish popped in and was like, "Hey, kids," like they're gonna run out of the fucking room.
I know. We need to turn everything into Fast and Furious for the kids. They loved that goddamn movie last night.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to get. So I talk to a lot of physicists on a regular basis. Lawrence Krauss, Ichio Kaku. I talk to him sometimes. Brian Keating's a buddy of ours. I want to get them to collectively write a book about the physics of the Fast series. About how, like, The Rock holding a fucking helicopter by a chain and then reeling it in. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
So you know how Black Rifle does veterans watching?
Yeah, I was just on one.
Yeah.
Well, there's one coming out soon.
Yeah. So if you did physicists watching Fast and Furious movies,
Yeah.
not one single stunt they do is plausible.
Yeah.
Not one.
Or a physicist watching Top Gun.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that was all bullshit.
I believe in TC. If you are watching Top Gun out there, because it's out. It's out, by the way. It's on streaming.
It was
on
out.
Paramount Plus.
Even when it was in the theaters, it was already out. But it was only for purchase.
Oh, gotcha.
I think you could buy it for like $25.
Now
it's worth it. I mean, I bought it because I'm going to watch that movie 1,000 times.
It's a great movie. It's on Paramount Plus right now. And if you're watching it, hopefully you're watching it from a ghost bed, from ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Half off the bundle package, 50% off the bundle package when you get the mattress and the adjustable base combined together. The most popular version is the Split King. Comes with 2 remote controls instead of 1. That way, if your lover goes to sleep before or after you, you control your own destiny. You got your own remote. Goes upsy, downsy, all aroundsies. You can make it vibrate from head to toe, TV mode, book mode, USB ports, flashlights, all the fun stuff on there. Now, if you have an adjustable base and you just need a mattress, pop in the promo code Drinkin Bros and peruse their entire catalog of mattresses and decide what you want. They got the new Venus Williams one. They got the 3D Matrix mattress, and then the Luxe Deluxe mattress, I think. It's like double the cooling in there. Everybody's talking about the new cooling one that's like double the cooling. We have the OG shit, and they last so long that I haven't bought a new one yet. So that's my fault. And right now, when you get a mattress, you get 2 free pillows with it. And I can promise you the pillows are just as good as the goddamn mattress. Head on over to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. We're at checkouts. No matter what's in the cart, there's going to be a box at the bottom that says, would you like the 3-year pay-as-you-go option? Yes. If you have decent credit, you can get away with that shit. And all the deals that I mentioned are applicable with that. You can walk out of there with a brand new bedroom set for about $20-25 a month. Head on over to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. By the way, I did try that little sampler they sent over. That's not good.
No, it's not.
You're right. You were correct in that, sir.
I'm very often correct about things like that.
Yeah. We try to sample all the seltzers and everything else out into the world. I won't even say that product's name because I feel bad. It tasted terrible, and nothing we can do about that. However, the next story is the rise of the brown white supremacists. The 19-year-old Missouri man. Oh, shit. He's from your state, Bob.
I believe he's from St. Louis, actually.
Yeah, is he really?
He's from Chesterfield, I think, which is suburban.
Yeah, he is from Chesterfield. That's
He's
right.
from the Lou, and he's proud. Were you guys? Do you know him? You guys friends?
Never met him.
Well, he's 19.
Look, Bob. Bob keeps it young, dude. He likes to stay light. He likes to stay light on his feet.
What?
I'm just saying, Bob. You hang out with a lot of 19-year-old boys. I don't know why.
They're my blood boys.
Well, that's a conversation for a different day.
Well,
friends.
obviously, it's not been working. For the blood boy, I mean.
For the blood boy.
For the blood receive. What do you call the guy that
gets
drains?
it?
Yeah.
Is he a vampire? What
Yeah,
the fuck?
basically.
No, I think they call it the Richards, the Keith Richards, because you're the one that's receiving the
I know.
blood,
Look
right?
how healthy he looks.
Yeah, Bob looks great.
Look at him.
Look at him.
Bob looks like just one thing goes wrong in his life, and it's all over.
In the sun, you think?
Well, I can't say much about that. I'm
I
pretty
stay out
pale.
of the sun.
Yeah, you stay out of the sun. And it might be the best for you. You know,
I walk
we're all
into the sun every morning.
Delco's gonna die before you because he's out he's yakking on the river all goddamn day. So yeah, he's gonna die of skin cancer.
Well, he's going to get the Rainy Street Rippers.
Oh, that's right, dude. He's gonna get raped and murdered out there. The 19-year-old Missouri man accused of driving a truck into barriers near the White House made incriminating statements. And Bob, you can pull that video up on Twitter if you want. It's pretty funny. He's in a U-Haul truck. He indicated to investigators that he was seeking to harm the president, officials said on Tuesday. The driver was Cy Varshith Kandula of Chesterfield, Missouri.
Well, sort of. He lives there, but he's of India. Because he's not an American citizen.
Oh,
right?
he's not?
No.
I didn't know that.
No, but he is a white supremacist.
I didn't do too much digging in this after I watched the video. You can pop up that picture, Bob, and show us Cy Varshith, or whatever the fuck his name is, or the video, either one, whatever you feel like,
I'm
Bob.
still looking at the video. I'll pop a picture up here.
Yeah, we'll pop the pic up here. Look at that.
Now,
white supremacist.
He looks like a young Che Guevara, actually. Have you seen a young picture of Che Guevara? Actually, is it Joseph Stalin looks like this when he's young. Pull up a young picture of Joseph Stalin.
Yeah.
Take your time, though. We're going to live forever.
No, that's fine. I got chapstick here. I was going to apply it, get my lips ready.
Yeah, look at that.
Really lean into it. Holy shit, that's pretty close.
Yeah.
It's pretty close. Look at that.
Boom, and
Look
then boom.
at that, dude.
Yeah, flip it. Flip it.
Same guy.
Flip it and reverse
Same
it.
guy.
Flip it and reverse it.
There you go.
God damn it.
There you
Yeah,
go.
see, that's
Look
the same guy.
at that.
He's got a little bit more wisp in his stash, so maybe he's part Mohican or something. But
Maybe. Well, he's Indian. He's Indian.
Indian, I think, is what they would prefer to be called.
No. That's Native American.
Oh, dots.
So, yeah,
I
these
thought
are
it was
the,
okay.
yeah, exactly. So this guy, they can't really grow that type of shit, man. So, yeah, that's not surprising to me. Now, the surprising thing is that the charges against Kandula for allegedly threatening to kill, kidnap, inflict harm on a president, vice president, or family member stem from statements that he made to multiple law enforcement agencies. And this was all according to a Secret Service representative.
Yeah.
So we all heard about this.
So I didn't. No, let's walk through the chain of events here. So
Yep.
this kid from buttfuck Missouri, who's here on probably
Actually, a very affluent suburb.
okay. So,
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
So he's here.
Parents are probably doctors.
No. I don't know that his parents are even in the country. He's 19, right? And he's not an American citizen, so it's unlikely that his
Oh,
parents
you're
came
right.
here.
You're right.
He says he's an unemployed tech guy or some shit, or coder or something. So
right.
he's probably over here on a work visa to be a coder somewhere, which means he's in the country. If he's not currently employed, he's on a timeline to get the fuck out. Anyways, so he comes from he rents a U-Haul from somewhere, presumably from Missouri, because I doubt he had a car. Drives it to D.C. Kind of gingerly drives it into one of the security barricades. Immediately gets out of the vehicle and then pulls off his blue backpack and pulls a Nazi flag out and puts it on the ground.
Yep.
And then explains to the fucking Secret Service that he's here to kill the president.
Yeah.
That all sounds real. And what the fuck is this bullshit?
I don't know.
None of this happened.
None of this happened. One, two. I checked out on this story when I saw the flag. So the Nazi flag, by the way, that he brandished
It's brand new.
brand new.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like it just came out of a pouch 30 seconds ago
Yeah.
where they were like, hey, stuff this in the backpack and let's go. We'll play the video now.
This is so goddamn
It's
stupid.
dangerous.
This is just him, ramming the truck.
Yeah. No, play it because he backs up and then he.
Yeah, he does not have a CDL.
No, definitely does not.
Can't drive that truck. Is that
He
it?
is nowhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was all the
that's
videos.
it. That's it. That, by the way, that's the entire fucking video, and he's nowhere near the goddamn White House. I mean, it's the dumbest shit of all time. So he gets out of the vehicle and then immediately throws down a Nazi flag, and you're like, wait, what? What?
It's one of two things. It's either some kind of weird false flag operation by the government, which they are apparently doing just all the time now, right? So maybe it's that, or maybe it's just the three hots and a cot situation. A lot of frequent flyers will just do some minor crime and then say the right thing to get themselves locked up for a little while so they can sleep and eat.
But this is a long time. I mean,
It's
like
up to
if
10
you're
years,
if you're going after a president, that's a lot of years for something like that.
By the way, I don't think it should be. I don't think you should get charged with a higher crime for going after a politician. Why would you? Why would it be more illegal to go after an agent of the state than it is an ordinary person?
I agree because all men are created equal. You know, now women on the other hand aren't. And
Fucking
we all
useless,
know that.
yeah. I mean, it's
we all
like-
know that.
You-
There's one in the studio today.
Well, there's
so
two.
Again, I apologize.
There's
Is there two of
which
them
is
in here?
It's just too many.
Sure is. I hope you guys aren't voting later. God damn it.
I think you guys missed what was really happening here.
Oh,
What
boy,
happened
here we
there?
go.
What happened, Bob?
He's taking it back.
The
Oh,
Nazi
what-
flag. I
the
mean,
swastika.
this
That's
is thousands of years we're talking about,
Yep.
dude.
yeah. Long game.
Taking the swastika back.
When's
game.
the last time it was from Hinduism, right?
Yep.
But that's like 1700 or so years ago, I think.
It predates Jesus for sure.
Well, so more than that then.
Yeah.
Because Jesus died, last week?
Yeah. Was it Easter? Was that in March?
A couple months ago.
Yeah, a couple months ago. It was right after the Masters, I think. Now with this guy, in the fucking van and all this shit, when he was accused of threatening to kill the president, if that's what I have to do, what? And then he praised Nazism and Hitler. His federal charges have magically since been downgraded to a single count of depredation, which I don't know what that means of property.
It's basically like looting or destruction of property.
Okay. And that in the U.S. carries a fine in excess of $1,000. So what?
Well, no. So if it's depredation of over $1,000 worth of damage, then it carries up
Got
to a
it.
10-year penalty.
Got it.
Right, 10-year max imprisonment, but that won't happen.
I've never heard of any of this. This all sounds fucking made up.
I think the law is for like protecting national monuments and shit. So if you went and tried to chisel down the Statue of Liberty or some shit, somebody's gonna
I would love to.
Well, it's copper, so you're not gonna be able to do it. But
Well, I just want a piece for myself, Lady Liberty.
toenail.
It's something, just a little keepsake.
You can buy girls' toenails on OnlyFans.
Can you really?
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, that's where that girl was selling her jars of farts and shit, right?
Yes.
So why wouldn't you be able to get toenails?
I'm not sure what the CDC would say about that.
The CDC is not involved.
They're not.
No.
They have nothing to do with toenails.
They're outside of the chain of command. For
Yeah, I mean, on Etsy, there's a bunch of toenail clippings for sale.
Is there really? Because I know you couldn't buy dirty socks off of eBay anymore.
Now, this one's classy. They put it in a vial.
Oh,
It's a big toenail.
Fuck you,
And
dude.
wait, does it say toenail in cursive on
God
there?
Yeah, it's
damn
classy.
it.
Why not the woman's name or something?
This
Why would you
is-
just
Zoom
write
in on
toenail
that.
on it?
Zoom in on that toenail. I'm trying to figure out what that is. Is that a big toe?
Yeah, it's big toe.
It's not a particularly healthy toenail. It's
No.
not.
Not. But
This
maybe
looks
that's
like-
part of the kink.
Yeah, she's like got fucking iron deficiency or something.
Yeah.
This looks like something they sell at like Magnolia up in Waco, This is like, it's got that vibe. It's got that Chip and Joe vibe.
You can make a soup out of it. Yeah, I understand that.
Hey, speaking of that, are Chip and Joe going to continue with Target now that they went full retard?
Well, Target held an
Because they're
emergency.
super like Jesus-y people.
Yeah, well,
right?
Target held an emergency meeting, and I guarantee you that was one of the topics. Because let's face it, you don't go against Chip and Joe. Nobody goes against Chip and
You
Joe.
think that's what it was, Chip?
I won't
Hey,
go against Chip
hey,
and Joe.
Get these queers out of here, hey!
Oh, I guarantee it.
Because that's what he sounds like in my head.
Yeah.
I've never heard the man speak, and I don't want to hear him, so don't fucking play any of that stupid shit.
They are beloved
You were pretty
in
close.
America. Yeah, they are beloved in America.
Not
You
by
don't
me.
cross Chip and Joe.
Not by me.
I like them, dude.
How much? What are their products made in America?
Holy shit. By the way, Jessie's gone, right? My wife?
Yeah, she's gone forever.
One of the angriest she ever got at me was on the way back from that spring break trip with the kid. We were driving through Waco, and she was like, "We got to stop at Magnolia." And I'm like, "No, we're going to be there for 7 fucking hours, and the kids definitely don't want to do this." And she was like, I gotta go. I gotta go see Chip and Joe. And I'm like,
I heard it sucked.
I heard it's great, but I heard you just don't leave. Like, you're there all day. So that's the whole thing with women. Like, you go, and I'm like, take your girlfriends. Just go to fucking Magnolia
Yeah, go
and
up
spend
there
the
and
day.
sync up your fucking periods and leave me out of
All of it, yes.
Jesus Christ.
I'll take the kids to Fast and Furious again for the second time.
Yeah, I'm concerned about family.
Family. I said it about 60 times in that movie last night, and it never got old to me.
For real though,
Better than any Marvel movie.
is the Magnolia stuff made in America? Because they really are trading on the whole Americana thing.
Yes.
I'm curious if they stay.
It
I think
is.
a lot of. I'm seeing stuff made in China, but
Really?
I would have to double check.
Son, I am disappointed.
Yeah, Bob, that's a bold statement for you to make, dude. If the Joe heads come after you, if the wood chippers come
They're
after
not.
you, dude,
I mean, as
I
much
just made that up. That's
as-
not their fan base. But
As much as I've made fun of Taylor Swift,
Mm-hmm.
if anybody was coming after us, it would have been them.
it would have been the
probably.
Swifties. Well, I stood up for him, so
You
Yeah,
shouldn't
she's
have.
in hot water right now. I'm not going to extend the show by putting this. You should do it on Monday though. This woman went on a unhinged rant about white privilege and attending a Taylor Swift concert
well, it's true.
because Taylor Swift is dating the lead singer of the 1975, and I guess he just says dumb shit all the time.
All the time.
Like what? What does he say? Because to be honest, if somebody like that is bitching about it, the dumb shit he's saying is something I'm gonna like.
Oh, he'll make out with dudes and shit. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about
Yeah, I don't
anything.
like that. Since we're taking
taking
votes
sides.
here, yeah, I don't like that. I thought you meant like political shit.
He does, yeah.
He doesn't give a fuck about anything.
But he
it's
doesn't.
a weird,
Just chugging
it's a
some
weird
dude's dick in the
matchup.
fucking parking lot. I want to hear about some weird political shit he said.
Yeah, it's a weird matchup for this.
So this is my favorite one, and this is how you know like they don't have a lot of material, but they're still mad. Healy left Irish fans shocked earlier this year when he stated that the Irish are a simple people while performing in Dublin.
They are. I'm Irish. I can say that. We're simple people.
Yeah, I agree.
He's an Englishman in Ireland saying that, which that's
Yeah, you're not allowed to say that.
There's a
I
little
think.
extra stank on
Yeah,
that.
there
Yeah,
sure
that's
is.
true.
There sure is.
He said some stuff about Black Lives Matter. I can't even find the quote, but again, it's not even really like fucking like political. It's just him saying random shit.
Okay. We get a Black Lives Matter story coming up later on. In the meantime, we got a new sponsor here that's up next. It's not new. It's true. We've had them forever. And did they disappear already? Shit. So I'm down to like a quarter bottle. Everybody keeps drinking this shit. You got one over there. Ketone IQ. Huge fan of these guys. HVMN.com. What is Ketone IQ? It is brain fuel. It is a clean energy boost without sugar or caffeine. I know Kelsey was talking about it yesterday. She was like, is it okay to mention this? I was like, yes, dude. We fucking love this goddamn company. We gunned through it to the point where we each have our own personalized bottle. Hold up yours. Where are we at here? Who's winning? Oh, I'm drinking
It's about
more.
the same.
I'm drinking more.
But I've got a whole
I have a
other-
shot of it every single day.
I've got a whole other bottle over here, too.
You fucker, dude. I have a shot of this every single day. So it comes in shot bottles. Kelsey had the shot bottles. Everybody drinks them in the studio. It's usually Delco, and he's got them underneath the fucking desk. But we love it. When you use it, just take a shot kind of whenever you need to re-energize. I use it for writing all the time and right before shows. So whenever we start the first show of the day, I usually take a shot of it. It comes with a cap on the top of the bottles, or like I said, you could buy it in the shots. If you want to get it immediately, it is at Sprouts everywhere in America, or you can go to hvmn.com, use promo code Drinkin' Bros for 20% off, and they'll ship it right to your house. HVMN stands for Health via Modern Nutrition. It's not human. They're also not a keto diet product. 60% of the Tour de France uses this. I know the DOD just gave them a huge contract for like $6 or $7 million. They're the best. I don't know what they fucking did, but I love it, and I've switched off of Alpha Brain and all that other shit. This is it for me, dude. Ketone IQ. Go to hvmn.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros will get you 20% off there, or if it's at Sprouts. But if you go into a Sprouts and just scream out the word Drinkin' Bros, they're not going to give you 20% off, so just get it shipped right to your house. Next up, we got another crazy leftist out into the world. The unhinged Manhattan college professor who went viral for cursing out anti-abortion students shockingly held a machete to a New York Post reporter's neck on Tuesday and made wild threats that she was going to chop him up, which is awesome. Is there video of this?
No, there's pictures.
There is.
Yeah.
Shut up. Let's see these fucking pictures of this. Shelly-Ann Rodriguez, or Shalene, weird way to spell it, spewed the menacing remarks when the Post knocked on the door of her Bronx apartment Tuesday morning, a day after she made headlines for flipping out on pro-life students at Hunter College. She said, "Get the fuck away from my door, or I'm going to chop you up with this machete." That I kind of like. Do we have a picture of it?
Maybe if she had said machete, right?
How do we know she didn't, though? I'm just reading this in text.
Yeah.
I don't know what her pronunciation was on that. Can you see the machete in that, Bob? I can. I can see the handle. It's a very small machete, if that is indeed what it is there. She looks like she's playing for keeps, though.
Yeah, there we
Who
go.
took this many fucking photos of this? It looks like-
Presumably the reporter's camera guy.
There we go. Look at that, dude. That is a machete. Yeah.
I mean,
All
it's
right.
kind of a short one, but
Well, look.
it's New York.
Yeah, if you're trying to roll around, a shorty will probably service you better, right?
I think this is stupid. You need a gladius, right? Because there's no real way to stab with this. You can only slash. It's not a. I don't think you're going to get everything done you want to with a machete.
I think she should just have a mace.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Bob. Do you think she's ever used it? It doesn't look like she has.
I don't know, man. That face.
Let's see the body. Yeah. She might have.
She's
Yeah, she's probably used that machete.
Well,
once.
she's not going to work here anymore.
No,
she got
she
fucking
definitely isn't.
fired.
She definitely isn't.
Obviously, because this is fucking stupid.
Yeah. This is rad. She later went on to say, "If I see you on this block one more fucking time, you're going to die. Get the fuck off my block. Get the fuck out of here, yo." The professor briefly chased the New York Post photographer down the street to his car before coming back to kick the reporter in the shins. She finally retreated into the building moments later. A spokesman for Hunter College, which I've never heard of, told the Post Tuesday afternoon that Rodriguez had been fired. Rodriguez has been relieved of her duties at Hunter College, effective immediately, and will not be returning to teach at the school. It's the kind of shit that happens when you tell people that words are violence. They turn real violence and defend themselves against words. So
Yeah.
that happens there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want reporters showing up to my house either.
No.
But I'm not going to chase one with a fucking machete.
Okay.
I'll just stand there with my gun in my hand, probably. But that's not the same thing. If she'd come to the door with the machete in her hand just at her side, there's nothing criminal about that.
Yeah. And did the New York Post reporter call her and say, "I'm coming over"? Or did they just show up at the house?
That I don't know.
Okay.
I bet they just showed up.
That's what I think, too.
Yeah.
So homegirl popping off with a machete, obviously it's not going to look good, but can you be arrested for this? 'Cause I don't think she's been arrested.
Can you be arrested for holding a weapon and threatening to kill somebody with it? Yes.
In the hallway?
That is called assault, brother.
Okay, but let's say they're in your house. What's the rules on that?
He wasn't.
Yeah, okay. All right, so
And then she chased him down and committed battery when she kicked him, right? So
Gotcha.
assault and battery, criminal mischief probably. I mean, you could charge her with a lot of stuff. New
But
York-
they haven't.
But New York's
for
not
some
going to
reason.
do anything, no.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything.
New York will probably hire her to be their diversity, equity, and inclusion person for the NYPD now.
Yeah,
That's kind
easily.
of how they roll up there.
Easily. And she has her own equipment, so you're saving money on that, and that's nice, I think. Next up.
That would be something if we started. Like people are.
Oh, there is video, by the way.
Shut the fuck
this
up.
this is video of her attacking another dude. I
Oh,
think.
No,
great.
no, same guy. I
Oh,
think.
the same guy.
Same guy.
Is he wearing sandals?
Get the away from my door.
Let's get out of here. You can't do that.
Away from my door. Get the away from my door.
Let's get out of here. You can't do that.
That white guy was way too calm for that type of shit, man. As somebody holds a machete to your face like that, he was just like, what do we do, Bob? We got to get out of here, I guess. I guess we got to pack it up and go home. I would have been a little more panicked than that guy, I think.
Maybe. I mean, what's panic going to do for you?
I'd have punched her right in the tit.
Which one?
Probably the left one. That's the easiest one to get to.
Well,
if you're
she's holding the
right-handed.
knife in her left hand, though.
Yeah, but she'll drop the fucking
You want to
weapon.
go to the
opposite
offhand.
side? Really? So you would have gone right tit with that?
I probably would have kicked her in the pussy, to be honest.
Oh, a little cunt punt. Yeah.
Or a falcon punch.
Is that what it's called?
Well, that's if you punch.
Yeah. But if
You
you're
have to
gonna
take a
kick
knee
her-
for that, which puts you in a compromised position, so it's hard to say.
Oh, you got to Kaepernick it first.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then go for the old, what is it, the falconer?
The falcon punch, yeah. You ever heard that before?
No, I have not.
Just, I mean, kick her.
Cunt punt, yes. It was a big sorority video.
I don't
that
like when
went
things
viral.
rhyme.
Oh,
So maybe I'm moving past the cunt punt thing because I just don't like the
this
phrase.
came from a sorority girl. And,
Shouts to Rebecca Martinson.
you remember her name. I fucking knew you
I
would,
met her,
dude.
baby. I did a video with her.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, she's great.
What's her story in real life? Because
She's just cool as shit, man.
She used to write for Bro Bible.
Yeah, she's awesome.
that thing went viral, and over at Funny or Die, there was somebody did
Shannon.
a sketch. Yes, yeah.
Michael Shannon just did a reading.
It
of
was the best, dude.
What's her name?
Rebecca Martinson.
So you guys interviewed her in real life?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Not
She's
interview,
great.
we just
She
hung
was
out.
my fucking hero after that. So that went around Funny or Die, and we were laughing about it, and they were like, we should get somebody to read it, and it was Michael Shannon. It's really I don't know if it exists anymore, but it was really fucking funny. Because I'd never even heard that term, and it went viral, and I was like, man, we should praise this girl.
Oh, she's the best. I actually, when I went to University of Maryland for something for TFM or whatever, I hit her up because she went to Maryland and she was still in school, I think. And I was like, hey, what are you guys doing? Is there like anything going on? What bar should I go to? And she was like, yeah, I'm not really like going to the bars tonight. I just took a bunch of ecstasy, so I'm just like rolling face somewhere. And I was like, oh, cool.
God damn it, dude. That's what it should be about. That's what life should be about. Instead, it's somebody popping out of their fucking house with a machete, dude. God damn it, man.
Yeah, but there's good news.
There is.
Sometimes, if you're bored or if it's been bad, you could put your dick in a cage.
Yes.
Your dick and your balls, actually.
In a cage.
So, Bob, do you want to pull up adamandeve.com and see if you
There
can
we
find
go.
one of these dick and ball cages.
Cages.
So we can see what they look like.
I want to see what a little tiny jail looks like around a penis.
Yeah, it's like,
we have it.
Does he get off early for time served or good behavior?
Good question.
And then what constitutes good behavior for a jail penis?
Not
Is another
sure
question
there.
I need.
Not
So
sure.
I mean, we've got a couple options. There's
Pop them up on screen.
Now,
there.
that clear one is the one I'm most familiar with.
Oh, is that that looks like a unicorn. Like a little horse thing.
This is the man cage, penis cage.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Wow.
obviously you can't get hard in it.
No, you
Right.
can't get hard in it.
It's like foot binding, but for your dick.
How does that breathe, though? Is that glass or what?
There's-
Is
Oh,
it
no,
just
it's
plastic?
open. It's just like,
Think about it's like Magneto's prison.
Yeah.
Got it.
except for there's a metal lock.
There's
at
a
the
metal
top,
lock
yeah.
at the top.
Yeah, they're gonna
for the
have to
dick.
handle that for sure.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
does it open at the end?
No.
No.
Nope. It's closed off at the end. Well,
Okay.
I actually don't know. It looks like it is.
So does one size not fit all?
You know, that's a great question because just by the shape of that, it doesn't look very flexible. So, yeah, I would say no.
That's the point. This is like a shame and punishment thing. You're not allowed to get an erection.
So, but if you're a larger man like myself, you're going to have to really stuff that cock in there, and it's going to be
That's
smashed
your problem,
in.
you little bitch boy.
I guess
You little shit. You little dirty piece of shit.
Yeah.
All right, Bob. All right.
No, that's fine. He can keep talking to me like that.
I get it, but you're getting into it too
No,
much.
it sure isn't, Bob. Tell me what a nasty little fuck baby I am.
You need to go eat mud, you little dirty baby.
Oh, you know I will. I'll put a fucking stick in that mud. Fucking stir it up.
You're not going to put your stick anywhere, mister.
No, you want me dirty? I'll be fucking dirty.
Now,
for
if
you.
there was a hole in the end of it, you could do sounding at the same time.
Sure could.
Now, you want to explain for these guests what sounding is?
So sounding is when you insert something in, like this pen, for example, into the head of your penis, like
They know.
so, and then
Look at these
jam
guys.
that in.
Yeah, they definitely know.
Look at
They
these
definitely
guys
know.
over here. They know.
Homeboy's got 3 years before retirement. He's like, yeah, I fucking know, dude. I know. I know what that is. Are you allowed on the show today? Absolutely. You are? That's a shock, actually.
He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, that's great. Usually people can't come on. That's awesome. But at adamandeve.com, guys, the options are endless there. And you get 50% off with the promo code Drinkin' Bros at checkout plus free shipping. However, it's just one item. And their menu is like the Cheesecake Factory menu. It is fucking endless, and it is so hard to choose from. So just choose wisely. We do have a listener, though, that did order $3,800 worth of stuff last month. And congratulations. Apparently, I'm not supposed to say this, but that you can use the same promo code over and over again. And I would.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
it's great.
By the way, they tell us when there's a big purchase made, but they don't tell us who it is.
No.
So if you want to come forward and take, I was going to
ownership.
I was going to say responsibility, but credit. Because I appreciate somebody that's going to spend $3,000 on fucking sex toys. You know that
in
person,
1 month.
They have their life together.
Sure do.
Because they've got everything else taken care of.
Yeah.
Kids are fucking fed and educated. Wife's happy.
Yeah.
I'm going out to the store to buy $3,000 and in a procession, by the way, worth of fucking sex toys. That's a person that I think deserves Drinkin' Bro of the Week.
I agree. There is no interest on these, so there's no APR, so I understand it. But they had pitched that to us of like, hey, would you like to shout them out on the show? And I said, no, I don't want to, kink shame somebody. Like, I'm actually proud of them. However, if you DM us and you show us the receipt and you're like, hey, dude, I'm the guy that spent $3,800 in 1 month. Because it wasn't just one item, by the way. It was multiple items. So I don't want you to think that he just got one sex doll and just been, railing that thing out forever. That's not true. It is multiple items that he's ordered.
It's multiple sex dolls. He's making one watch him fuck the other one.
Which I like a lot, too.
I love it, yeah.
And I would love to have him on the show.
Yeah.
So if you feel comfortable with it, we will make you the adamandeve.com Drinkin' Bro of the Week. And that promo code Drinkin' Bros is going to get you 50% off there and free shipping. Bob, what's that last thing you have up there? Pop one more up here since we're probably getting banned from YouTube today.
There's so many.
I know.
To choose.
What's that cock thing that's black and then the head's popping out?
Oh, this is another.
Is that
cage.
leather?
This is a Renegade reversible power cage.
Oh, but that's to add like girth and fucking studs to your fucking.
A
cock,
Renegade
right?
reversible power cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if you've got to put.
I feel like we found our item.
Well, no, I feel like if you've got to put a Thanos glove on your fucking dick to get your girlfriend off, you may want to find a new girlfriend, probably, right? Because that's a bit much.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a bit much, and I'm saying that. I'm willing to do pretty much anything. But
You're
I
not
feel,
trying to collect all the Infinity Stones?
No,
you sure can't.
No. Because the last one is fucking syphilis. Right?
It is. It sure
want
is.
that.
And this is, by the way, as a heads, this is our last show of the week because Memorial Day is on Monday, and we obviously don't profit off of our dead friends. So we're getting fucked up today, and we've just stopped caring at this point.
Yeah,
we've just stopped caring here, which is great. So Bob, find another sex toy that you like while I do this next story.
Absolutely.
And then we can pop that up and really give the audience what they came here for today, which is a sweet discount code for sex toys. Next up, we got the Texas Chaplain Law. The Texas House of Representatives Wednesday gave final approval. Was this the guy that was fucking hammered?
Maybe. There was some guy. Something was going on.
He was wasted. He was fucking
It
wasted.
seemed like he was having a fucking stroke or something.
I can't tell.
Yeah.
But the Texas House of Representatives Wednesday gave final approval to a bill to allow uncertified chaplains in public schools, including to replace professional counselors, the last step before the measure is signed into law. The bill which now goes to Governor Wheelchair, came in session of aggressive legislation measures in Texas and several other states aiming to weaken decades of distinction between religion and government. Supporters say they believe the Supreme Court's ruling last summer in Kennedy v. Bremerton in favor of a high school football coach who prayed with players essentially removed any guardrails between them. At midnight Tuesday, a bill that had passed the Senate requiring a version of the Ten Commandments be hung in every classroom in the states did not secure a House vote in time and died. So the question is, will this bill pass then, I guess?
Well, it already has.
Oh, it did?
Yeah. Well, the
Chaplain bill passed?
The Texas State Senate still has to oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's going to the governor now. So, yeah, it's passed. It depends on whether or not Wheelchair is going to sign it.
My money is that he probably will, right?
Probably, but that is this will go to court and they will lose that battle.
They will, but this is going to, you know, the Supreme Court. I mean, that's going to take a couple years to jangle up that chain.
Maybe, yeah.
And,
well, I mean, since it affects a public utility and it is effective immediately, sometimes they'll get pushed through a Supreme Court a lot faster.
Now, forgive me. I know you have a major, or was it a major or grad degree in theology?
No, it's undergrad.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is a chaplain exactly?
It's a fucking priest, or I mean, they represent,
so it is a priest.
They represent different religions sometimes. I mean, I guess there's like, I believe the first Wiccan chaplain just joined the army a couple years ago.
Great.
Yeah, but
Great.
Essentially it's a religious figure of some sort who typically military chaplains are trained in counseling and stuff. So they're also certified counselors. These people are not, just to make a clear distinction.
Yeah.
But they're assigned to like a unit. Usually a battalion will have one.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they should exist. I think it's
I do not either.
Like a paid representative of a specific religion, a federally paid. That seems fucked up to me.
And as someone who has children in school, I don't want one of these in any of these schools.
Well, I meant for the military, but certainly
gotcha.
not in public schools. I mean,
no.
There's something called the Establishment Clause. You familiar with that?
No, I'm not actually.
It says it's the First Amendment. So it says Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the exercise thereof. And over the years and multiple Supreme Court battles, it's been reasserted and then even polished a little bit. I think in '96 by Justice Souter, who said not only does it extend to prevent the establishment of a religion or one religion over another, but also of religion over irreligion, which means that the government can't promote any kind of religion whatsoever. Not any specific one, but also not religion over not religion.
Right.
And that's what this is doing, and this is fucking stupid. I don't understand this.
I don't either. What this feels like to me, especially in the state of Texas at least, is you have the trans shit on the left, right? And then on the right, you have the fucking we're going to bury you with religion on it. And I don't think either are great. The Ten Commandments thing, now this has been in the background here in Texas for a while. So did this pass where they have to hang the Ten Commandments
No,
inside
that
the
failed.
classrooms?
That failed in committee.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but it's like if you want your kids to receive a religious education, then you can provide that for them yourself at home, or you can send them to a religious school.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there's plenty.
There's plenty of those available.
Plenty.
It is wholly unconstitutional to expose other people's kids without the parents' consent in a government institution to religions in the same way that it's wrong to expose them to fucking this tranny ideology bullshit or gender ideology bullshit.
Yep.
Like if you don't, this is what I was talking about last week. If you don't want that shit, if you don't want to have to worry about your kids being exposed to that, then you don't fucking you certainly don't have the right to expose other people to ideas that they don't want to be exposed to. It's not, you don't have the right to do that to other people's children. I don't understand why this is so fucking difficult to understand.
I don't either. And it's also one of those things where you're saying my religion is correct over yours. And I don't agree with that either, where it's like, hey, dude, there's a shit ton of religions out there. And just because Dan and I aren't that religious doesn't mean that I don't think it is effective in people's lives. Whatever helps get you through the day, that's great. Just don't force it on everybody else, because your beliefs are not necessarily what somebody else is going to believe in.
That extends way beyond. That's anything. For me,
correct.
Right?
And
so
same here.
If you either support the idea that you either support the principle that as a parent you have rights to what your children are surrounded by, what they're taught, or you don't. And if you support this bullshit, then you don't actually support that principle. You just want your side to win.
Right.
And that's not a principle at all.
And neither is good for our country, by the way. I really want to point that out. And again, I don't care what you believe in. You just can't ask others to believe in the same exact thing, because then you're just pushing your beliefs on somebody else.
I mean, you can do that as an adult to other adults, but you can't do it in the workplace.
Can't do it in the workplace. Can't do it to children either.
You can't, if you're the state, whether it's federal, local, or state government, you can't do it there either. You can't do it to kids.
And it's hypocritical for us to be like, hey, man, the trans shit is fucking, screwed. And then saying this is okay. Like, no, both are beliefs that's, you want to teach your kids that? Great. Do it on your own time. School shouldn't be the place for it. And then above 18 if you want to do all the other shit. But if this passes, man, fuck. I hope pass it, right?
Yeah, which means you're going to have to start watching out for your kids now.
No shit.
Like instead of having a trained psychologist or counselor in your classroom, it's going to be a religious person.
Yeah, I don't want that.
This is my number one concern of any Texas secession ever happening.
Yeah.
Because parties will divide up.
Yep.
And the biggest faction is going to be the religious faction.
Yep.
So when the voting starts in the new country's Congress, they're going to be the ones voting everything through. And
by the way, I know, Trump was allegedly caught on a hot mic or something about saying something about religion. And he was, look, there's a bunch of people that this actually matters to on the right, and that he, doesn't necessarily care what religion you are,
I think that's a pretty good opinion to have, though. Like if it's something that is important to other people, but I don't care about it, I'm going to defer to them.
Yes.
Like that's a reasonable thing to do. I don't think it makes you a dick. And if, I support school choice, which takes the tax dollars spent on public education and allows you as a parent to take that $9,000 to $10,000 and spend it on a private education. If it happens to be a private religious education, that's your fucking choice because it's your fucking kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't care about that. But in a public institution, this is unconstitutional.
The other thing, too, is how do you explain this to a kid? Because this is going to pop up. Let's take mine, for example. I'll use my own here. Graduating third, heading into fourth. This has never existed in the school system in Texas since we've been here, right? So how do I tell him, oh, hey, a bill was passed, and now this guy's going to show up at school and talk to you about religion and everything else? Like,
I have no idea.
As a parent, that's a tough one for me.
Yeah. I mean, maybe just like have him convert to Islam.
By the way, that's more heavy-handed than the Catholic school I went to.
Yeah, Catholic schools, they teach religion because they have to, but it's
pretty,
It's
what was walk me through that? Because I went to public schools my entire life. What was it? Did you guys have to go to church and all that stuff in the morning?
So grade school, I went to church 3 days a week.
Okay.
One was Sunday, so that didn't count. But yeah, we went to school 2 days a week during the school day.
Really?
Or during the school week. Yeah.
We barely did that.
Yeah, and then there was religion class every day. But like if we had to go to the counselor or something like that, that was just like a fucking person. And in high school, for example, like Catholic high school, if you didn't even take religion class every year after sophomore year, and even then, it wasn't every day. Like a class drops on different days or whatever. So yeah, like I could go whole days, weeks, semesters.
How often did you see the priest one-on-one in private?
Never.
Bob.
During business hours?
This is the face of disbelief.
During business hours?
No, you think he was just having Rob?
No, I think he probably used Rob and made somebody else watch, probably.
Yeah.
So
never alone.
Yeah, but through a two-way mirror.
Yeah, it's we had some nice confessionals for sure.
Yeah, you did.
Did you call him Daddy at all?
Father.
Yeah, but why not Daddy?
He liked to keep it formal.
Yeah, Padre if he was Spanish, Yeah, and I understand that.
Yeah.
I this is my challenge to you, and I know that this is kind of a serious subject for folks because it's religion or whatever the fuck. But the next time, if you're out there and you're Catholic, next time you go to confession, call the priest daddy.
And see what happens.
And don't stop, even if he addresses it.
But you can't. Don't be like daddy.
No, don't say it all weird.
Yeah, be like, forgive me, daddy, for I've sinned. My last confession was.
Slide it in.
Yeah.
Make it seem natural.
Yeah.
Have it roll off the tongue, you know? Forgive me, daddy, because I have sinned. I looked at a man who looked, well, he was late 50s, looked a lot like you, and had a white collar on. And, well, I had bad thoughts. What were they?
I
Well,
feel like if you
sucking
did
his
it
dick.
in like a southeastern accent, you might be able to get away with it.
Oh.
Because they call their dads, like
Pawpaws.
where I grew up, they said daddy.
Daddy and Pawpaw.
Or daddy. It's my daddy.
My diddy.
Yeah.
Diddy.
I heard that a lot growing up. So if you said it like
Diddy.
that,
Yeah.
or
Diddy, I've been having some pure thoughts.
or if you wear a helmet into confession and talk just like that,
And then you start banging your head against the
yeah,
wall.
they'll just think you went full retard and don't know any better.
Diddy, I think I'm going and then just see what he says. See what he says. They'll probably contact your family or next of kin. But it'd be fun to see what happens. Just throw a little GoPro on your chest.
Yeah, I've got a chest rig if you need to borrow one.
Yeah.
Just saying. We're serious about this stuff, folks.
Very, very serious. Okay, we wouldn't just throw that out willy-nilly if we didn't have a chest rig for the GoPro. Next up, the IRS has been caught red-handed. The IRS opened an examination of journalist Matt Taibbi's. How do we pronounce that, by the way? How have we been pronouncing that?
Taibbi.
Sure.
Is how you say it. I don't know how you've been pronouncing it. I don't know how you pronounce anything.
I don't either,
I don't know
man.
how you find the doorknob to let yourself out of the house each morning.
There's fucking 2 B's and 2 I's in his last name, and that's too many.
Yeah, what is the etymology of that name?
Don't know.
Is it
Never
like-
heard it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Never heard it until Twitter files.
Bob, look up Matt Taibbi's history.
Taibbi. Anyways, his 2018 tax return on Christmas Eve of last year. When the IRS showed up at the old doorstep, hey, bro, just checking on you. It was also a Saturday, too, if I remember correctly in this story. 3 weeks after he exposed sensitive documents about government officials pressuring Twitter to censor its content, that's when the IRS showed up at his doorstep on Christmas Eve, gave it a little rap on the old door and said, you know what, we need to see your tax returns from 2018. The House Judiciary Committee said Wednesday it obtained that detail and other information about the case from the IRS following the outcry over a tax agent visiting his house on March 9th, 2022, same day that he testified to Congress about the Twitter files. Documents provided to the committee raise more questions than answers, said Jim Jordan, who is the Judiciary Committee chairman, who wrote to IRS Commissioner Daniel Werfel in a letter requesting that he make further disclosures.
Wait, is that Danny Werfel?
Could be his dad.
Didn't he play for Florida? or
Sure
some shit?
did, yeah. Sure did. I think it's a different spelling. What if it was? I wonder if that was his father. That'd be weird.
So the IRS told the committee it was trying to ensure the reporter wasn't a victim of identity fraud. They also said that a letter was sent to Taibbi in 2019 about the 2018 tax return to explain the discrepancy. Now, nobody has a copy of this letter, including the IRS.
Yep.
And the documents that were seized by the committee from the IRS showed that the IRS actually opened the examination of the 2018 tax return on December 24th, 2022.
Yeah.
After it had been made public that Taibbi was writing for the Twitter files. So the IRS lied. Obviously, they do that all the time.
Yeah.
But this is not a smoking gun. This is fire. This is direct evidence that they used their agency to target a political opponent at the White House. Mm-hmm. That's what happened here.
And again, I know I've said this in the past, and I'll say it again. Having been audited twice, mine was 2 phone calls. So I didn't get the letter until after the phone call was made, and I had actual contact with the IRS agent, and then I got the letter afterwards. Now, if this happens to you at home, hopefully you have a CPA, and all I did was refer him to the CPA, and I told him to have a nice day.
Yeah, if anybody from any system of government, regardless of how small it is, shows up at your home without a warrant, or tell them to contact your attorney, even if you don't have one.
Yes.
And you can give my number, and I'll tell them to go fuck themselves.
And just, you can find a local one and then just sort it out. So 1, you know it's legit. 2, you know, you're not being scammed, because I think that's going to start happening as well.
Oh, yeah.
With this 87,000 IRS agent bullshit, I think you're going to see scammers out there trying to get all your info, get your bank statements, get your passwords, all that other shit, especially to people who use like a TurboTax or something like that and don't use CPAs. And by the way, I'm not shitting on if you don't have a CPA. It's expensive and it sucks. The only reason we do it is for shit like this. But with this, so this will go back to what we said on the show yesterday. There is no recourse for any of this shit. We've had the committee hearings. We've had all this shit. There's never any real recourse, and it just seems to go away after a couple weeks. And that's what sucks about all this.
That's the world we're living in now, yeah.
It is. And it's like, hey, dude, you can just get away with murder, like, because who's going to keep asking questions?
Well, I mean, it's important right now to make sure that everybody's just keeping the receipts of all this stuff. Because at some point there is going to be some kind of conflict, whether it's civil or less civil, right? Mm-hmm. And I like to remember things like this, that people at the IRS and FBI, CIA can't be trusted, NSA, stuff like that. We've known that for a long time, but we know for a fact now that they've been working against us in a very meaningful way to support a globalist agenda that is kind of anti-human, to be honest. So I like that, but I also keep track of people that were weak during the whole COVID and lockdown stuff. Mm-hmm. People that capitulated to all that. Those are going to be the first collaborators in the wars to come. So keep an eye on those folks too.
The other part of this too, by the way, that I can't stand was them calling him a supposed journalist.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He wrote for Rolling Stone for years.
Yeah, he did.
Now he writes for Substack. How is that different? Because the real journalists fucking suck.
Well, Rolling Stone is ass, so I wouldn't.
But still, you have access to everything else that nobody else does. Like
Matt Taibbi is a good journalist, and he's been doing journalism for a long time.
Yeah, that's not a knock on him, but Rolling Stone is.
As is Michael Schellenberger. Like most of the good work, most of the good research work and journalism work on homelessness stems particularly from Michael Schellenberger's work in San Francisco. Like he's one of the top journalists in that field and on the fucking planet. But they did. It's like a cross-examining a witness in a criminal trial. Like, oh, so you when you were 16, you stole a pack of gum, right? Mm-hmm. Fucking thief. Right. Can't trust you.
Yeah.
But this one was just like, they don't even bother trying anymore. That's not even the point.
No.
So they don't even care about this. This is what makes me think there's something more conspiratorial, like deep state going on. They don't even really try to win the argument. All they do is spit out their talking point and then move on. Mm-hmm. Just so like, oh, I addressed that. Check that box. I'm going to move on now. They'll handle it over there.
But if nothing's going to happen, then it doesn't really matter anyways, right? You can have these committee hearings all you want. And I will say this. If the left did cheat at the election and stole votes or however the fuck they did it, then they're doing it better than the right. Media-wise, they're doing it better than the right.
Well, the right sucks at everything.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So you've got to either get better at this or none of this is going to change and this is constantly going to keep happening. So you've got to figure it the fuck out at a certain point or all this bullshit is going to keep happening because it's going unchecked. Even with Trump, right? These charges in New York, not only for the tax thing with Bragg for charges that they don't have to release until the trial and nobody knows what it's really for, and it's 36 counts of whatever the fuck it is, this E. Jean Carroll woman and everything else, they're taking these to trial and they're actually getting verdicts on these fucking things out of these people in New York. Why the right isn't doing that, I have no fucking idea with any of this shit.
Yeah, I mean, but this has always been the case, right? The people on the right are...
Well, they went after Clinton. Like, that's the last one I can remember where it actually... media-wise, made a huge dent.
They went after
CNN
Clinton.
Went all in on Clinton too.
But they went after him in a lame duck session, right? Like, who cares?
Well, when did he get his dick sucked? Was it all 8 years or just the last 4?
I'm sure it was all 8 years. I mean, go back to Paula Jones and shit. Like, he's been getting his dick sucked in offices for a long time, and God bless, right?
Yeah.
So, honestly, I think he should have been able to give himself the Presidential Medal of Freedom, getting his dick sucked in the Oval Office, and then getting caught. Because everybody knew JFK did it, but we didn't really know. We know for a fact there's DNA evidence that Slick Willie got his dick sucked.
Yeah, it was on a dress.
And I'm a big fan of that. I like that. Right?
The rumor always was that he fucked Gina Gershon in the Lincoln bedroom.
Is that what happened to her face?
Well, age did. I mean, that back in the day, dude, pull up Gina Gershon from the 90s. I mean, my God, man. Because that was, what was Clinton in there, 92 to 99, right? 2000? Pull up late 90s Gina Gershon, like, dude. There was multiple trips of her there. There you go, Bob. Proud of you. I mean, nobody's going to fold him for that, right? I don't even think there should be a trial. You put her up against Hillary.
Oh, I was thinking of somebody else.
That lump of potatoes.
Yeah, Gina Gershon's hot.
Yeah, she's hot.
She may still be hot, actually. I don't know. I haven't seen her in like 20 years.
Not sure. She's got to be getting up there now, I would think. She plays, though. She plays. You got a recent pick, Bob?
Wait, what the fuck are we talking about?
Checking out her Instagram here.
Just the media and everything else that goes on with all this bullshit. Like, unless you hold any of these people accountable, nobody fucking cares.
So what I was
That's the last time that they've held somebody accountable for
But
shit.
not for anything meaningful. They didn't hold him accountable for fucking bombing the shit out of Iraq for no reason.
Right.
Right? Or leaning too hard into the .com bubble that burst towards the end of his and created a huge recession, right?
Yeah.
They didn't hold anybody accountable for that. But to the larger point, I say this all the time, but the left has tried to capitalize on the misery of other people, right? Like, so civil rights movement, and then welfare state after that. They've just tried to turn people's suffering into an industry so that they can profit from it, both financially and politically. And the right, I like to say, tongue-in-cheek, at least had the common decency to not make the problem worse. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just like, well, we're not going to help you, black folks, but we're not going to make it worse.
We're not
either.
going to make it worse for you.
But yeah, they've never been particularly active.
No.
Because that's what a conservative is. They want to keep things the same, right?
Yeah.
Well, what it used to be. Now they just want to invade countries and spend money on the military-industrial complex.
But I mean, the only way to fight back against any of this shit is to start prosecuting these people and put them on trial. I mean, look, if you're going to charge Trump for that bullshit, you could have charged Hillary easily over the fucking Durham report. I mean, that's the easiest case there is.
What if we just did like a dunk tank?
Live, like on a pay-per-view sitch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to bring him down a notch and embarrass him a little bit.
Him or her?
Here's why I think Andrew Yang didn't really get seriously considered. Aside from the fact that universal basic income is, while it may become something in the future, it's way too early for that. Remember that scene of him like spraying whipped cream into his mouth and dancing around and shit? That's weird and gay, man. You can't do that and get elected.
No, you can't.
That's just not going to happen.
You can't. The Yang Gang. Did you give up your Yang Gang shirt?
I never owned one.
Okay,
and if I did, I would have used it to hang myself.
Gotcha. And you're still alive today.
So presumably, yeah. If I was dead, I wouldn't know it. I could be here, and this is all a goddamn dream.
Ask your chaplain when you get home.
I will, yeah.
Next up, BLM is facing bankruptcy. Huge shock there. Black Lives Matter risks going bankrupt after running an $8.5 million deficit last year. Financial disclosures indicates the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation saw the value of investment accounts fall by almost $10 million in the most recent tax year, according to a copy of its tax return, first reported by the Washington Free Beacon, a conservative website. The nonprofit's latest Form 990 shows a loss of just over $961,000, which was logged on security sale of $172,000. The disclosures suggest a year of missteps for the foundation, as well as a dramatic drop in donations. Donations amounted to about $9.3 million for the period between July 1st, 2021 and June 30th, 2022, while net assets stood at about $30 million. By comparison, for the period between July 1st, 2020 and June 30th, 2021, the organization reported donations of nearly $77 million, while net assets amounted to $42 million, suggesting a sizable drop in both categories. What do you think happened there?
I like the way they're writing this. This is Newsweek, by the way. It's like, the industry of profiteering off of fucking the racial divide in America is not doing so well right now.
Yeah, we haven't had enough killed.
So the founder, Patrice Cullors, you remember her because she's the one that bought like all these multi-million-dollar properties.
Amazing properties in California.
She had to step down, but her fucking brother, who you might remember, was the head of security. Yep. He was a bartender. There's no security background. He is the global head of security for the BLM organization.
Perfect.
Made $1.6 million last year.
Did he? But he earned it, right? What was his job title there?
Just fucking karate chopping people.
That's cool.
And then making videos threatening to karate chop people. So sometimes it's called deterrence, right? Every now and again, you just karate chop the fuck out of somebody, whether they need it or not.
You have to.
And then you video that and you put it out. It's like putting a head on a spike somewhere. Like,
yeah. That's worth 1.7.
And you have to make the sound effects with your mouth because they're spending too much money on him and they can't afford an editor.
Yeah.
So it's a whole situation. Then he had 2 additional employees that made $125K each.
Oof. You know what's funny though? I think black people.
I'm sorry, no, wait. He listed as one of the 2 paid employees receiving. Yeah, and there was another guy that made $125K, and then there's some other woman now who I think might be related to them as well, and her name is Shalamaya, which is not a real word. Bowers. She's their board secretary, and last year BLM paid her consulting company, Bowers Consulting, $1.7 million for management and consulting services.
Perfect.
So she's a board member of the company, but the company's paying her $1.7 million through a cutout. So that's where all the money went. If you were one of those people that donated to BLM, you're fucking stupid.
Well, I think what I was about to say earlier was it's funny. Most black people look at BLM as a sham now.
I don't know any black person, and I know
Not
several.
one.
I know at least 4.
Yeah.
It was 3 the other day, but I figured out one of my buddies was black. I didn't know.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, it was jarring at the moment, but then I was like, oh, good news, 4th black friend.
Yeah, you met the quota.
But none of them like any of this shit.
No.
It's like, I mean, you can imagine what it would be like. I don't know if there's well, I guess there's a pretty good analog for us, the Wounded Warrior Project. Somebody out there trading on our name and our experience and our suffering and raising money for it and then spending it on themselves. Mm-hmm. That's what happened here. BLM is the Wounded Warrior Project of the social justice movement. It's fucking pathetic.
And they only thrive if there is some form of racial death.
It's an industry.
Yeah, it's an industry. It's a fucking industry. Now's the point of the show. We get to the Drinkin' Bro of the Week. We had a ton of listeners in the studio today. Real quick before we get to that, though, if you are in Tampa this weekend, Dan and I fly out tomorrow. We've got a meet and greet thing that we have to go to earlier on, but we're going to Hogan's Hangout tomorrow night in Clearwater Beach. Hopefully see the Hulkster. Obviously, I got a signed belt on the wall here right behind me. Before he said the N-word during Sex Tape 17 times. And hoping he'll hang out with us. We don't know. We heard he shows up all the time. We'll see what happens there. But more importantly, we're going to the Tampa Bay Rowdies game on Saturday nights. We got a suite there, all the fun things. Join us if you're in the Tampa Bay area. We got tickets for everybody. Reed Whites might be in the chat right now. He's kind of running point on that. Are you going to Parks and Rec? Is that the bar beforehand, by the way? Park and Rec is the name of it. It's right down the street from the stadium. D'Anthony will be there earlier. We're going to have a meetup with everybody there and kind of disperse tickets and all that stuff. And then that is Saturday night at 7:30 is the kickoff for that. Stadium opens for us, I believe, at 6 or 6:30 for that suite. And then Sunday, the game starts at 11:30 in the morning. It is the Fox game of the week, so we'll be televised nationally on Fox. It is their salute to service game, and D'Anthony Holloway is the veteran of the game, and they're going to be putting some fun stuff up on the scoreboard between the second and third innings. And then obviously we are a sponsor of both of those teams for Hard AF Seltzer, so we'll be boozing off seltzer inside the stadiums, getting rocked all weekend. So if you're in the Tampa Bay area and want to join us, come on out to the old ballpark, kids. Who wants to come up first? We'll have you. You got 3 years left. Come on up here. You can walk around the back and then put the mic an inch from your face there. My wife was calling there on the other line. She knows better. Turn on YouTube, all right? This is madness here. Madness, Jesse. Pop that up there. It moves. There you go. There it is.
Dan's kind of short.
You're a bear of a man.
That's been told that
He's
before.
not that short. People think he's short. It's only because I'm fucking huge. Dan's about 6'1".
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not much taller
I'm a
than me.
giant. I'm like 6'3.5". How tall are you, Lurch?
6'2".
I'm kidding. Am I taller than you?
I think you're a little bit taller than me, but I'm a little bit wider than
The way you, I was going to say, the way you walked over was real sling blade, dude.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I like
Real
the way you talk.
Fetterman, dude. Real Fetterman. Switch angles there, Delco. What do we got going on there? Put it on this lovely gentleman here. There you go. Look at how fucking huge this guy is. God damn.
I was going to the wide for comparison. That's what it was.
Oh, is that what you were doing? Shit. I look like I'm a fucking baby in
you
your
are,
arms.
baby. Yeah.
That's nuts, dude. I'm a giant man.
I'll hold you if you like.
This is fucking bullshit. I should stand up during this segment, dude. Fuck this.
Should I stand up?
Yeah, stand up, dude.
stand
Let's go
up.
to the wide. What do we got? How does he still look bigger than me? It's wider. That's all it is.
It's all in the shoulders, man.
That's fucking bullshit. I've never done a standing up fucking podcast before. That's fine.
You don't skip chest day.
I never do, dude. Never do. That's all that matters, dude, is this shit up top. Nobody gives a fuck about below. I got a huge dick. I've had some drinks today, so who gives a shit? It's our last show of the week.
That's right.
What's your name?
My name's Scott.
Scott. Goddamn, powerful name. 2 T's?
2 T's,
Yeah,
for sure.
Second one's soft?
Yeah.
Yeah, soft T. You don't pronounce that second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Who'd you like to give the Drinking Bro of the Week to?
I actually would like to give the Drinking Bro of the Week to the buddy that is here with me. His
cheers.
name is Chris.
Oh, what's up, dude? He's got the Dicks Out for Harambe shirt on, too.
That's your
Old
shirt.
school. It sure is, dude.
Yeah.
It sure is. I love that goddamn shirt, by the way. Proud
amazing.
of you. Did he turn you on to the show?
We kind of were into it together. We followed Matt Best, did all the YouTube stuff. And so when this podcast was formed, we were day one homies with you guys.
Fuck yeah, dude. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys
I really
have been
appreciate
awesome.
It's been great. What a weird run.
You guys have come a long way, that's for sure.
I mean, if you look back at it, again, I've had a few of these myself here today, so who gives a shit? I mean, if you're looking at the last 8 years, we got this show. We own, I don't know, fucking 15 others. Black Rifle Coffee came out of it.
Yep.
Range 15, which set what? The 48-hour record on GoFundMe for the most funded movie. It was what, $1.2 million we raised in, I think, 48 hours?
Yeah.
Hard AF Seltzer. Rocco is on the Mayans, which is final season starts this week.
Yep.
It's a series regular on the Mayans. Actually wrote one of the episodes this year.
I heard that.
I mean, what the fuck? New York Times bestselling author. Like, come on, brother. How much more can we do? You know?
Followed you guys the whole way.
We appreciate it, dude. And the reason why we allow the doors open all the time is because you guys built all of this shit, and we're super fucking grateful. And you can come in and get wasted and drink hard AF seltzers and everything. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Nah, thank you guys.
Bear of a man, though. My God.
You want to shake hands?
Do I need to? Look at those fucking mitts. Go to his single of those fucking mitts, dude. Look at these things. God damn. That would engulf Trump's hand. I will say this. I shook his hand. He does have small hands.
Does he?
Yeah.
Don't tell him that to his face.
He's great at everything else.
Yeah.
It's just small hands. Let's go. Let's give me 5 good ones here. What do we got? Oh fuck, that's firm. It's as firm as a ghost bed mattress. God damn, dude. Look at that. Bear of a man. Who else wants to come up here? Well, I'll shrink back down now. Yeah, because you're a fucking midget, bro. You can come on in, dude. I'm kidding, dude. You're my short king, bro. Come on in. Pop that down next to him. He goes, I'm average. Average. Is that your wife, too?
Yes.
There you go. 5. Look at her standing up for you. She goes, he's 5'9". He's fine. I like that, dude. That's a great woman right there. Standing up for the short kings, bro. He's 5'9". Don't you fuck with my husband. He's 5'9".
She is awesome. I cannot complain.
That's awesome, dude. You don't have to stand, by the way. Just for Sling Blade, we had to stand up, you know? You can sit. No, you can sit in his lap. Go ahead.
He
We don't
still
give a
fits
shit.
in frame, though.
Yeah. Did he fit in frame?
He was in frame standing up, yeah.
Well, he's only 6'2". I didn't. Yeah, you noticed that? What's up, dude? What's up? Tell everybody your names.
Government name is Brian Canals.
Okay. Do you have a different one now?
No.
I was like, shit, are you on the run?
And this is Lindsay Wiseman.
Oh, no shit.
Relation
no
to
relation
Jesse.
to my, okay.
I was going to say, but spelled the same.
Spelled the same.
We confirmed it when she was in studio.
Did you really?
Yeah, we did.
That's awesome. Cheers, you guys. How long you been together?
13 years.
Oh,
13
yeah,
years.
going on 13.
He had no idea.
He did.
I got to do the math. I was going to say 12.
Yep. And you were like, carry the one. Oh, shit. 13 years. New York City.
Best 13 years of his life.
It sure is.
Yes, it is.
And I get
honestly.
that. You outkicked your coverage there, friends.
I did.
Good for
I
you.
did.
Well, look, first of all, thank you for the support. We see the Warfighter tobacco shirt. We love Warfighter. We love Scott Jensen and all those guys. And then you got the hat on as well. You guys have been drinking hard AF seltzers all day.
All day, number 5.
Well, I think I'm on 5. Yeah, I think we're good. And then you
7.
brought this. What is this? Baker's Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 107 proof. Oh shit!
That's right.
Let's
7
go.
years.
Is
We
this
can't even find it around home in Ohio.
really? Oh, you
Yeah.
guys are from Ohio? Where
Yeah,
at?
Springfield.
Shit. All right.
I was at the Big Dick DeNoss.
Yeah. Tailgate. Yeah.
Tailgate.
We got rocked though, dude.
Yes, we did.
I mean, holy shit. The Jello shots, everything else that happened. Because people are like, hey, dude, don't you remember him? I was like, we all blacked out. How do you remember me?
We are.
Penn State.
Penn State. Are you Penn State?
Yes.
All right. Well, congratulations. You guys just got, did you hear about it? You got Friday Night Football?
Yep.
So the day
Against
after
Michigan
Thanksgiving
State.
against Michigan State, primetime game. That's going to be
Ford
a blast.
Field.
Yes. I'm looking
Black
forward to that.
Friday.
And Penn State is a great fucking school, man. We had a blast there partying. Because people ask us all the time, like, what's your favorite school to go and tailgate at? We rented an RV there and stayed for the weekend for the Ohio State game. Got trashed all weekend. It's a fun school. I enjoy Penn State, and I'm sorry that you guys are usually number 3.
Oh,
but it's a tough conference. It's Ohio State, Michigan, and then Penn State. You guys are always right there. You always have a good team.
or us over Michigan, whatever. I mean,
Oh, I agree. Look,
Yeah.
it just depends on what year is which, right? And you guys have beaten Ohio State in the past. Like, it's a great school. So cheers
but
to
we
you guys.
do have those 11 national championship wrestling titles.
Right. Which we don't count.
Oh, see,
You watch
see,
the
that's
show.
the thing.
We don't
There's
count
more than
wrestling
just
on here.
football.
No, we don't count wrestling around here. And do you want to say that after Sandusky that we got 11 championships in
Well,
wrestling?
hey, it takes the focus off of football.
I know.
And
Sure does. And brings it back on the younger boys who are on top of each other in singlets. I'm totally kidding. Totally kidding. But
well played.
Well, I mean, it kind of does, where it's just like, oh man, yeah, we're not about fucking kids, but then let's see the wrestling where they're on top of each other checking oil.
They're all over 18 then.
They're all consenting. Eesh. There's a fucking doc coming out about Ohio State's wrestling coach about it too. I heard. So yeah, I'm sure
he's
that's
awesome.
I'm sure it's going to be none too flattering. Who'd you like to give the drinking bro of the week to?
So, of course, my dad.
Great.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. What happened?
Just, I really don't know.
No shit.
I mean, I wasn't home when he died, but yeah, it was just, he had been sick.
Okay.
And just with a cold and stuff. So yeah, rest in peace, my dad. And then, of course, this fine woman.
Yeah.
I mean, she stuck through me for 13 years. And the best thing that ever happened to me.
That's awesome.
I cannot.
I
Yeah.
didn't mean to cry.
No, not at all. Look, it's Stringer Bros. Who cares?
Compared to what I had before, 180 degrees.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, people ask me how my father died, and I said, and this is why I asked you about yours. I said I would save this story because it actually involves Bert Kreischer's wife. And that's a true story. And I said, look, when Bert comes on the show, I will finally tell that story because it's a wild one. But she helped save my life and then career at the time financially. She doesn't know it. And neither does Bert. But Bert and I were old school homies. Knew him when he first moved to LA. I haven't talked to him in years. But I promised him, I was like, hey, dude, when you come on the show, I'll tell that story. And it'll be the first time ever nobody knows the story. But it's a wild one, yeah, for sure.
No, my dad fought through a stroke in 2009.
Okay.
And made it all the way. But then, yeah, 2019, he had been sick and then just at home and just couldn't recover.
Yeah. How old was he?
75.
Okay. Decently long life, at least, right?
Yeah.
So.
And
But then
the crazy thing about it was we talked to him the weekend before he passed.
Oh, you did talk to him the weekend before he
We were
passed.
supposed to be there,
Okay.
but our trip got bumped a week. So there was something in Larry's voice, like when he said goodbye that day, that I felt something like, that's weird. Like that's, but that was it. That's the last time we ever talked to him. He passed by the time we were supposed to be there the next week.
Yeah. And I was lucky enough. I have a stepdad who's was like my real dad as well, and he's just went through some surgeries, which I'll share with everybody towards the end of the month. And yeah, because I'm going back to see him. But it's a wild thing, and at least you hopefully get to chat with him because you don't know if you will. So I'm glad you guys at least had that closure.
I did. I actually did. I talked to him the Sunday before.
That's really all you can ask for. I
Yeah.
didn't get the opportunity with the other one.
And
but,
then
so,
honestly,
yeah.
my mom passed away from stomach cancer like 20 years prior.
Oh, shit, dude.
Yeah.
God damn. That's wild.
Yeah.
Well, cheers. Thanks for coming. Is this your favorite whiskey? Is that why you brought it in?
Nope.
Or is
It
this
was
a
it was
whiskey?
something they had near Valentino's, and like I've never seen it before.
Excellent.
There in Ohio,
Excellent
and I was like,
tacos.
"Oh, I gotta buy this one."
Yeah. Cheers. I'll have a shot with you on
He
it.
spent like 40 minutes in the liquor store just.
40 minutes. It's good. That's good. It's 107 proof, huh?
give me-
Yeah. You want to? We drink one right after each other. Who gives a shit? That's awesome. Cheers. Look at that. God damn, you're turning and burning. After 5 seltzers, I don't know that I recommend it. 107 proof. She's driving home. Yeah, she's driving home tonight for sure. Well, hey, thanks for coming on the show. Thanks for all your support, and thanks for hanging out today. Hopefully, you guys had a good time in the studio.
Love it.
And thanks for all of
I
this.
can't say I'm a day one homie, but I went back and watched. But yeah,
That's fine.
I watched it
Look,
all.
no matter when you caught the show, as long as you're still with it now, we appreciate it.
I watched it there at the VA where I work.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm sure they love us in there. My God, we trash the VA all the time.
I'm a supervisor, so I don't give a shit.
Perfect. Well,
All
hopefully
I
you're-
care about is getting the stuff to. I'm a supply chain management.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't care as long as I get the stuff from my boys, as I call them. Yeah.
Yeah, then you're good
That's
to go.
why I'm there.
All right, perfect. Anybody else want to come up? We have a lot of people in the studio. Come on up, Tim. Come on up. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. You brought your wife too. Come on in. Come on in, dude. I like it. I think it's great. I wish more women would come in the studio. We just gave out our demographics to advertisers. Our demographics came in at 97.4% male for this show.
It's got to be
And
done.
I, you know what I said? I go, look at that. He's going, go, Delco. Flip it. There it is, dude. He just took off his shirt.
Woo!
Delco's asleep at the wheel. Look at that, dude.
Do you know who this is for?
Bert.
Beerworth.
Is it for Beerworth?
Yeah.
For beer worth.
No shit.
I served with Beerworth from 94 to 97.
Put it about an inch from your face. There you go.
Yeah. And I almost lost my life in 97.
No shit.
And Beerworth was right there with me, man.
Really? Chris Beerworth?
Chris Beerworth.
No shit.
He's an awesome brother, man.
That's awesome. We love the Beerworths. We know their whole family.
Yeah.
The kids, everything.
Yep.
The fucking birds.
Yeah, dude.
Yep,
All of it.
birds, you know?
Yeah.
Flat ass birds. Yep.
That's
Yep.
crazy,
Yep.
dude. Does he know you're here today?
Yes, he does. Yeah.
He knows now because you don't have a fucking shirt on.
Yeah, he told me to take off my shirt, man.
Hell yeah.
He told me to take Dan's chair, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do that.
Do whatever you want with it.
Hell
I think
yeah.
it's great.
You
I
know
think
what?
It's fucking great.
We're from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. We love
Hey,
you guys.
Do you love?
Yeah.
We love you too.
Yeah. And awesome to be here, man.
No, hey, thanks for coming. We have a ton of listeners in Pennsylvania. We love going up there for the Army-Navy games.
Yeah.
It's switching now. I think it's going to Boston next year.
Yes, it is.
And Philadelphia Eagles, what do you think this year? I think they're going to win it?
We'll see. Hurts got that big contract.
No, I know. Pressure's on now.
It
They had
is.
some good draft picks.
It is.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
I just looked at the odds on MyBookie yesterday, actually, on MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposit up to $1,000. Chiefs are still favored.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking heavily, too. I was surprised.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, only because the AFC's so loaded that it's like, dude, you're going to favor the Chiefs that hard? I didn't even fucking get anybody this offseason. So
Exactly.
it's strange.
We'll see.
Where's the Eagles loaded
We'll
up?
see.
Yeah, we'll find out.
And I grew up in Ohio, so
Cheers.
Bucks.
Are you a Buckeye fan?
Hell yeah.
There we go. There we go. Go Bucks.
Heck yeah.
We need a quarterback this year.
We do. We'll see who it is.
It's going to be Kyle McCord or that Devin Brown kid. And Devin Brown was injured in their spring game. We didn't get to see him play. I'm not sure it's going to be. The entire offense is fucking loaded.
Always.
Yeah. But, I mean, you have the best receivers on the I guess you do every year. But this year, you got the best one maybe ever, Marvin Harrison Jr. So we'll see what happens there. Should be a fun season. Notre Dame, I think, week 3.
Exactly.
At Notre Dame. They did just announce last night it's going to be the primetime game.
Yes.
So we'll be a
yes.
7:30 game. I'm going to try to pop on out to Notre Dame. I've never been there before. And
Nice.
That's definitely on the bucket list. So go Bucks. What's your wife's name?
My wife is Jennifer of 24 years.
Oh, congratulations.
She's my rock.
Hell yeah. Cheers, you guys. You have any
Hell yeah.
kids?
We do. 2 boys.
Two boys.
Ian and Ryan.
Ian and Ryan. There
They're
you go.
amazing. They're our inspiration.
Awesome.
Those are, I got dubs for Drinkin' Bros of the Week.
Yep.
Ian.
Yep.
He goes in October to be a Learjet pilot.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Hell yeah.
Holy shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Then my youngest son, Ryan, 19.
Okay.
He's a wood crafter. He's crafting his shit.
Nice.
That's all I'm saying.
Does he have a company that you want to shout out?
He's working with himself.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, when it comes out, let us know.
Buys 20. Yep.
Yeah, when it comes out, let us know. We'll promote it on the show. And cheers, you guys. Thanks for coming.
Hell yeah. I love you guys.
What do you think of the Hard AF seltzers?
Oh my gosh. It's
great,
no
right?
idea. Okay, so
You know what? Here's what it
I
is.
steal them from him.
Uh-huh.
It's bad. I mean, it's real bad. I'm telling you.
I go to Nashville every quarter
Uh-huh.
For work.
And load up.
and I load it up, bring it back.
I drink them all.
She snags
drinks
it.
them all, yeah.
He gets like 3.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad.
You hit that
I
Total
love
Wines down there in Nashville? Yeah. It's the
Yeah.
closest to the airport. We do
Yeah.
the same thing. It's not in Texas yet.
When's it coming to Pennsylvania?
Yeah, how about that? Like,
So
can
I
you
will
get
say
it?
this, July 1st, we're in 3 more states.
Yeah.
Can't tell you which ones. They know one of them. But, yeah, July 1st, we're in 3 more states. We want to get into Pennsylvania. We have a lot of listeners there. It's a huge state, and they fucking rage there.
Exactly.
The voting's not so great, but it is what it is.
But
horrible.
we gave you Fetterman
I
and
know.
Levin, Mr. Levin.
You gave us the best comedy of the year, so it's hard not to hate. You know,
It's-
it's hard to hate, I should say, because you did give us the best comedy of all time.
Exactly.
Holy
so
shit!
pathetic. It's so pathetic.
It's nuts,
It's
dude.
Like how
Oh, it's nuts! But I
freaking
love it.
embarrassing. It's
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Yeah,
It's
but I love
what
it.
it is.
I love it. So we'll see what happens.
Horrible.
That guy will die in like 6 months.
Yes, hopefully.
Well,
We'll see.
Sorry, did I say that?
All right, man. Awesome.
Cheers.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming, you
Thank
guys.
you.
Beer worth.
You want to come up?
beer.
Come on up, dude. Last one. There you go. Come on up. You got the Dicks Out for Harambe shirt on. Come on in. Old school, homie. You got the old school Black Rifle coffee hat on, too, dude. OG. You can pop that about an inch from your face. It moves, by the way. I can pull it down.
This
Yeah.
right here.
There you go. Yeah, perfect.
So
Cheers. Cheers. What's your name?
Chris
Last name.
Lampion.
There you go.
It's kind of French, German, something.
Yeah, something. It's something, whatever it is. Who'd you like to give Drinking Beer of the Week to? Harambe. Yeah.
Do you realize this is his death anniversary?
Today?
Well, the 28th.
I was going to say.
You're going to be in Tampa, so
Yeah, I will be in Tampa.
so this
But I celebrate every day, and I always think about him.
is kind of a big deal.
Sure is. Goddamn right it is.
To be honest,
yeah.
I don't know how to go on without him.
I don't either. I don't know. We'll get through it together, though. That song healed a nation that I made. And it's potentially one of the greatest songs of all
Ross,
time.
like all honesty, I was telling Jesse before you got here earlier, because of course you don't come here on time.
I do. I'm usually sitting in the parking lot on a goddamn phone call.
I told her this was way earlier. I told her I don't know how many times I played that YouTube video.
Yeah.
With the gorilla dancing and
Yeah.
swirling around. That's me. Regular.
We appreciate it. We appreciate the support. How many Hard AF seltzers have you had today?
5 or 6.
There it is. And you're going down.
It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. None of
But
this
you know
matters.
who does?
Harambe.
Our Lord and Savior Harambe.
Harambe, yeah, he matters. He matters. Dicks out, everybody. Dicks out. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend out there. Stay safe. Go get some Hard AF seltzers if you're in Tennessee or Florida. Pop on into any Total Wines in either place, dude, and you're good to go there. We also ship right to your house at hardafseltzer.com. So feel free and take care of each other this week. I'm going to end it with a Springer note because I've been drinking as well. Go to iTunes, rate the show 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk away at that point. And then if you were in Tampa Bay, we will see you this weekend. Come out to the Rowdies game on Saturday night. Come out to the Rays game on Sunday. D'Anthony Holloway and I will be there along with Miss Jessie. She is Rowdy's royalty. So we'll all be there. Cheers. Have a great weekend, everybody. Again, we will see you on Tuesday. There is no show on Monday because we do not profit off of our dead friends. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Fake News.